We definitely need this countdown so I can like finish my dinner every day before we start.
Mhm. Well, I like the countdown. It gives people a chance to come in to the chat if we have anybody coming into the chat and get settled before we get started.
Sounds good. Also gives them a chance to make sure that they're actually set up properly. That's the great thing about it to me.
Yeah.
And if they just want to yell stuff at us, they can with
Mhm.
really big text so that we know they're there. Just kidding. Kinda.
Well, it looks like Red Circle Productions was on earlier on the YouTube side. I'm actually trying to get the live people to watch on Twitch rather than YouTube, but no big deal.
Well, if I recall, when I go to your Twitch, there's nothing ever there. There
The
a certain
only
place do you have to go?
so Twitch only keeps the video around for like a week, and then it erases it. So if we miss a session, then it'll probably just erase. And there's only content. Well, and obviously, the only time that Twitch is has active programming is if we're actually live at that time. So probably the reason you've gone to my Twitch and there's nothing there is because we weren't doing anything at that time.
Okay.
And if we can get our Temple of Elemental Evil group to actually meet and have a session, maybe next Thursday you can join us.
Well,
That's just crazy.
I got to tell you, I'm in Facebook right now, and I'm just scrolling through my feed, and well, there's D Drader Designs. Come join us on Twitch. So
Cool.
it's showing up.
Yeah, that page only has 17 people on it right now, though. So
Where do I have to have Twitch open to see the comments people are making? Is that what it is? Twitch open,
you should see him in.
or is it on the side here?
Yeah, StreamYard actually.
No, it should be in StreamYard. Okay, because
Mhm.
Twitch is just like broadcasting this StreamYard stuff, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I think.
Oh, I see. I was on private chat. So private chat is just the players, and then comments are everybody else. Is
Yep.
that? Okay.
Yep.
All right. And I could join the chat, but I don't think I want to join the private or public chat.
I think Red Circle Productions might be my 12-year-old son.
Oh, cool.
He's
Is
heard
he
it
a-
all, though. He's the third one.
Is he a gamer?
Yes, he's a gamer. I've taught him how to play D&D, and he played with my sons whenever they're not in college. So.
Very cool. I've tried to get all of my kids into it, and none of them have been particularly interested.
Oh, that's
It
got
was
to be a little bit heartbreaking.
Well, I don't know.
But your kids
Well,
Actually,
I know how you
I take
feel.
that back. I'm actually lying. My daughter Caitlin, who just started college, she plays, and my stepdaughter Kennedy plays, and yeah, that's it for now. My youngest is 8 years old though, so it might be a while before she's interested.
Yeah, I tried
was
getting
tough.
I tried to get my 9-year-old son to play, and he's interested in it, but his attention span is limited, so he gets bored about after an hour.
Yeah.
And starts to get agitatable. So
Yep.
My
Yeah,
kids
it
love
doesn't
the
last
dice.
very long.
They just
Of
love
course.
the dice. They want to roll the dice. They don't want to actually like sit and
Well, anyway,
do stuff. But my
play-
kids are all really, really young.
I played with him and his friends. Right, he had some friends over, and
Yeah.
some of them were girls. But it was funny because, well, they had hatched a plan to figure out where the orc's lair was by setting up a dummy cart with a donkey,
Mhm.
and pretending to dress up like merchants to have it get attacked. Well, in the course of all this, the orcs took the donkey, And I had
Oh.
mentioned something. I'd mentioned that the orcs would probably end up eating the donkey at some point, and they role played for like 30 to 45 minutes, collecting wildflowers in a nearby prairie so they could hold a funeral for the donkey. And I was just kind of like shaking my head, thinking, "Oh my God,
That sounds like an amazing game, and I wish I could have been there for that.
Why I should have been surprised you'd say that, Kat, but I was just like, "Oh my God, you guys!" But
You know,
I got to
that's
keep in mind they're 9 years old, so
that's part of the joy of like playing with kids. They will take you as like a DM or a GM to places you wouldn't imagine, because there's just this almost sweet innocence that they bring with them, and they'll just lead you somewhere you wouldn't go with other adults who are like, oh, we want to follow what is kind of being laid out. They're like, nah, we're just gonna go off this path here and side quest and doing what we want.
You know, that actually, to me, it sounded a lot like something you might end up doing in an MMO. You know,
totally fair.
Go gather the flowers so that you can, you know, do something, you know, and then something else will happen, and I don't know.
Yeah, so that pretty much sums up playing any kind of MMO with me. Like I'm a side quest person. I'm like, whatever main plot line, I'm gonna do this.
Cat, you side quest? Get out of here! I don't believe it.
Love side quest.
I don't believe that. For a minute.
Speaking of side quests, we got a whole bunch of them coming up soon.
Well, I know what I got to do. I have to recover the Dragonlords treasure so I can get home. But apparently we have to go to Estoria first, because that's where everything is next.
There was one time where I had my son kind of just make up the adventure that everybody else played.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty interesting. I gave him simple hooks, like, you know, there's a cave and they have to get to the cave. So, and then it was like, so where's the cave? And then he made up something totally random and cool. And then we got to the cave. I was like, all right, so what's in the cave? And he made something else up. And then, you know, and then I came up with a simple puzzle. And then I said, okay, what are you looking for in the cave? And he made something else up. So that was how I kept him in on that one.
Yeah,
that's cool. That's a different approach.
Yeah.
Oh, hey Ken, before we get too far along, could you share your Fantasy Grounds screen, please?
Right. Should be sharing now.
Yep, I see it. We won't need it for a while, but that's all right. So before we get started, we just had a moon landing like less than an hour ago.
Yeah, the Odyssey.
Mm-hmm.
First successful private landing.
Yeah, and first thing we've landed in the moon in decades.
40 years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the last one we did was about a year before I was born.
I was gonna say, wasn't it 69?
I
remember it well. It was 2 years before I was alive.
72 is what I read today. Bottom line is, I don't remember it ever happening.
Yeah. Well, I would have been about 6 months old then at that point, and I too do not remember it.
I watched the documentary. Count.
I do remember the Columbia exploding. I remember that distinctly.
Oh yeah,
I remember the Challenger also.
86.
So here's the story.
Which one was the 86? Was it Challenger or Columbia? It was Challenger. Then Columbia. Yeah, the Challenger's the one that was the big deal. Of course, the Columbia was a big deal. But yeah, because we were watching it when it happened. So
I was going to say, yeah, we were watching it in school because I lived in Florida at the time.
Our school sent us home.
I was actually playing hooky from school that day, so my mom called me out, and coincidentally, 9/11, I was playing hooky from work that day. and my now ex-wife called me out to the TV. It's like, oh my God, we're under attack. What?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Bottom line, bad news when I play hooky.
Yeah, no hooky for you.
Bad luck.
All right, so this is Odyssey of the Dragonlords on Darren Drader Designs. I'm Darren Drader, and let's go ahead and go around and introduce our players for today. Looks like we are missing one for today, and if they show up late, that'll be great. Otherwise, well, we'll just have to roll on without them. Start with Kat.
I'm Kat. I play Nisha. She's the halfling. She's impulsive sometimes. She doesn't know what she's doing. She's new to this adventuring thing. There's nothing important as far as I am on a personal level. Just ignore that. Focus on the character. Thumbs up.
Cool. Got anything you want to promote?
Yeah, today we're actually, if anybody's in the chat, make sure you talk up a little because I have access to some virtual GaryCon badges. So we'll probably try and give a few of those out.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Matt here. I play Galen, who is our resident rogue. Always one eye on Nisha and the other eye on Dan, the Rosiki, because they're the ones to watch. Having a good time. So.
All right. Ken?
Yeah, Ken Shivers. I'm playing Bane, and Paladin, and we're just working to keep everybody else alive. And I am working on some projects, nothing published yet. Still haven't heard back from Gax Magazine yet.
Uh-oh.
And I am planning on working with Darren Drader on a project sometime in the future as well. Still trying to gel on what my ideas are there, what those are going to be. So
It's okay, no rush. I'm a little behind on my publication schedule anyway, so if it takes you a little while, it's not a big deal.
I'm just
All right.
trying to prevent myself from rewriting your whole world. So I just want to be in the world. I don't want to take over the world.
All right, Mando.
I'm the other Matt, also going by Mando. I play the Centaur War Cleric Farron Sandhoof, and there's no horsing around here, so don't have anything to promote at the moment, but there might be something up and coming. The missus and I have some stuff in the works, so we'll let you know.
Cool. Dan?
Nice. I'm Dan. I'm playing Roziki, the Minotaur fighter. I just got one thing to say. Are we heroes yet? Maybe today. You can find me Progressive D&D. Just a couple guys talking about all things Dungeons and Dragons. I've got a video coming out tomorrow about rolling critical 20s. Go check that out. It's a fun video. But we're ready to have a good time tonight.
All right, cool. And I'm Darren Drader, and I've got a cat in my lap that needs to go.
Familiars everywhere.
In addition to being the DM here, I've been a professional game designer now for 24 years, and you can find my stuff all over the place, from D&D to Paizo to Legendary games, etc., etc., etc. Plus, you can also buy directly from me, mostly 5e compatible materials such as monsters and adventures at Drive-Thru RPG at Darren Drader Designs. So that said, who wants to give us a recount of our last session?
Well, I'll do it. Let's see if I'm remembering. All right, we moved past the temple. Yeah, we went behind the doors.
Mm-hmm.
We the fellow that's not here, the George's character tried to take a key off of a wall, and much to our surprise, 4 swords became animated and attacked us in the hallway. We defeated them fairly easily, if I recall. Then used the key to open the door. We went down some stairs. At which point was it you, Rasiki? It was Rasiki who
Yes.
was surprised by the door being a mimic, which latched on to Rosiki, which led to some interesting combat because we were all on stairs and some people couldn't see or get a clear shot. So that was interesting. Once we got past the mimic, we got into a underground grotto of sorts, where then we were attacked by the next animated object. I believe it was the rug. Yeah, the rug of smothering that crept along at about 10 feet.
Yeah, that was not the best designed encounter I've ever seen in my life.
It had no chance against our agility. And then we took out a hag and freed the oracle, and she told us, read all our fortunes, told us what we needed to do, and so at this point, I think we're headed back to Estoria. I can't remember where we were before, but headed to Estoria to follow up a lead or two in Estoria. So that was pretty much it. A lot of combat. It just wasn't as challenging as the previous one, but there was quite a variety of things that we fought, so it was kind of crazy.
It's because I didn't run ahead of everyone. But we learned a valuable lesson, and that's don't trust anything that you think's not alive.
That's correct. Don't trust anything, period.
And I'm also not supposed to trust people, strangers, and anyone who's not in our party.
It's funny. We were
and
all
some of us that are.
Or
we were all suspicious of the
Don't
rug.
trust doors.
So your three labors that you were told to do: claim the weapons of the great Dragonlords, light the fires of the Mithril Forge, and drink from the horn of Belmitria.
Belmitria,
So
however you would say it, yeah.
So to that end, you are headed to the city of Estoria. And we're just going to hand wave the travel as in it happened and it was uneventful. So you have arrived at the city of Estoria. I am going to go ahead and share the map of it with you.
Did we also have a long rest during that hand wave?
Yes.
Yay! Rest is good.
So that is the city. That's what the city of Estoria looks like from above. And the settlement is nestled between the cliffs of a rocky gorge. The north wall of the town is part of a stone fortress and protects the town from any dangers that might come from the steppes. Houses, taverns, and shops of all kinds sprawl down from the fortress, filling much of the gorge. The northern wall is defended by a legion of soldiers, while the southern gates admit a steady stream of travelers and merchant caravans. The road that runs from the gate is lined with tile-roofed inns. You are now just south of the gate. And currently, there is a caravan of merchants who are also headed toward Estoria. With them are the first domesticated animals that you've seen in some time. They've got a herd of bony oxen, which are lumbering along the dusty road. The merchants seem tired, and they greet you warily. And by the way, as you got close to Estoria, you've noticed it's very dry here, like unnaturally dry compared to what you've been in up until recently. You've also heard along the road. You've heard stories of quite a few centaur attacks, as well as what you call them? The giants with the one eyes. Cyclops. Yes, Cyclops attacks as well. So, what would you like to do?
So, am I getting any kind of dirty looks or anything like that?
Just for me. So
you are actually.
Yeah, of course.
You can tell that people are not really trusting you.
Yeah, is that the same attitude they're giving to all of us natives, or is it just to the centaur?
Well, you're the only centaur that you can see around here, and it's based on the stink eye that you're getting from the people around here. You're kind of getting that. You're kind of getting the hint that the only reason they aren't just attacking you outright is because you're in the company of other people who are more accepted.
Gotcha.
All right.
Stay with us.
Yeah.
Well,
So
everybody keep a hand on their hilt.
I was
and,
going to say definitely. Warhammer is ready to come to hand if need be. But I'm also trying to, give off an aura of, I'm not here to mess with anybody. Don't start none, won't be none.
And remember, don't trust buckets, barrels, or doors.
yes.
Or
Well,
rugs.
Trust the road.
we'd probably be safe inside the city here. Do we know where we're supposed to be going inside the city, or do we have to find that? Is that part of the adventure today?
I don't think you've got a really clear idea of where you should be going.
And is Kira still accompanying us, and would she know where we need to go, or do we just need to start inquiring?
She's doing what she typically does, which is
Hang back.
hanging back to where she can see you, but not really interfering with anything.
All right. So we're
we
at the
know
southern gate.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a guard posted there or something that we could ask for instructions? Or not
There
instructions,
are
but
about
directions?
6 guards at the gate, down on the ground. Plus, you can see that there's other guards up on the wall, and they are admitting people slowly through the gate.
Okay. Well,
After a few people get through, they finally get to you, and they say, "State your name and your business in the city."
I'm Nisha, and I want a nice meal. So I guess I'm here for an inn.
Travelers.
I'm with
then.
her.
Yeah, we're all just been traveling for a while. We need somewhere to rest and wash the dust off, and quench our parched throats.
The Oracle told us to come here to be heroes.
The Oracle.
Yes, we rescued her.
Oh,
Right?
oh, you're the Oracle's heroes.
Yes,
Your reputation precedes you.
Are we
we're heroes, guys.
And
Okay.
with that, one of the guards nods at another one, and he goes running off into the city. They open up the gates for you, and they say, "Welcome to Estoria." And
Thank you.
they even give a kind look to Ferran.
He's a hero too.
Oh.
He was there.
Wait, are we supposed to trust them or not?
I don't know, but they opened the door and I didn't have to touch it. So
Jury's out on that one.
they've got to be good.
Okay.
We should just go in and start inquiring for an inn so we can try and figure out what our plan is here, because I think we all had a slightly different wrinkle as to why we needed to be in the city, right? Because I had written down something about the Silver Forge as one step, and then claim some mighty weapon and drink
Light the
deep from
fires.
some horn. So
Yeah.
but I
and then we
remember it
find
was
out
slightly
it's
different
not
for
the-
everybody.
Yeah, well, the horn is supposed to be here, I thought. Isn't the horn supposed to be located in a temple or something here?
That's my
Some
recollection.
information on the horn here.
Yeah, they said that you'll be able to find it here.
All right, so
I think it's the
I'm
horn.
going to
Let me check
inquire. I will inquire with the guards if they can direct me to the temple where the horn of Belmitria is kept.
There is a legend that it's in a reliquary, and as far as anybody knows, it's still there.
But they don't know where the reliquary is.
It's not going to be quite that simple.
All right. Okay. All right.
Nothing ever is it?
Nope.
Right? So
My
can they kind of
fine
direct us
guard.
towards where this temple is? I mean, at least
All right.
It's on the base.
So as we walk through the town looking for an inn and a bar, I guess I'll be also keeping an eye out for anything that looks like a temple of any sorts. Perhaps someone inside the temple will know where the. Is this thing like a holy item or something, or is it just a relic? So if it's a holy item, you would think that people would know what where that would be. So if there's a temple around, I'll enter a temple and inquire.
Before we leave the guards, I'm actually going to ask them where like a nice tavern might be that would be willing to accommodate us.
Let me see here.
We're heroes, you know.
You would want to seek out the Dragon's Tooth.
Thank
We're
you.
a party that horses around, and we give no bull.
Okay.
The Dragon's Tooth is in the northern section of the city, so it's kind of you're on the south end, and it'll be way up north from where you're at. Anyway, as you pass through the gates, the streets grow more crowded as you enter the city proper. Travelers and citizens mingle, exchanging both goods and gossip. Guards line the streets, though they are most concentrated by the city gates. Despite their attempts to present a stoic facade, you sense that they are restless about something. A small detachment of hoplites moves toward you from the north. One man bearing an officer's insignia steps forward from his fellows and respectfully hails your party. Greetings, heroes.
Great.
You have been cordially invited to an audience with the king. We would request that you come with us.
As soon as Roziki hears heroes, I'll walk right up to him. Oh,
Does this person seem
see
trustworthy?
the king.
He looks like a man who's doing his duty.
And what's
That
the
doesn't
king's name?
necessarily answer the question.
Do we know the king's name,
Pythor.
or should we know?
Or,
Is
good
it
question.
Pythor?
The king is Pythor, yes.
Oh, okay, all right.
But
Well-
you're right though. Should we know? That's a good question.
Well, I can't remember if it was mentioned before, or would we know that? I mean, I would imagine we would know that the king of one of the big cities in our country is. I imagine we would know that set, but
I would for sure.
as a player now, not as a character, but as a player, I'm thinking, had we heard that name before, right? Pythor.
Oh, absolutely. This is the major city in this area, and Pythor is a legend. He's also a god.
So isn't that who we donated we dedicated the
we
board
made the
to?
sacrifice to
Oh
him.
well, hell, let's go see the guy. He's gonna like us for doing that. So what do we got to lose? Let's go talk to the guy. You can trust him,
enjoying the
Misha.
smell of the boar that we roasted for him.
That's right.
Well,
You should have led with that he was a god, not just a king.
I really
Much
need
more
to
effective.
find
You always lead with your
Yeah.
guy.
I'm really hungry. I don't know if I'll be really nice to a king if I'm really hungry.
Well,
Do we still have
I'm
board jerky?
almost certain he's gonna offer you food there, so and drink.
Some people
Roziki.
talk for a really long time before they let you eat, and I'm really worried that could
Busted.
happen.
All right, we'll go ahead and we'll
Roziki's
stop at the
yeah.
inn and get some
Roziki's
food,
gonna
and
look
we'll be
like-
sure to tell the king that we delayed meeting with him so that you could get something to eat.
That would be great.
Okay, let's do it.
We have snacks.
You know how children get when they're hangry.
I'm not a child.
Well,
Uh,
That is just rude.
The hoplite who greeted you kind of looks down at you and says, "You might not want to keep the king waiting."
Do you have anything I can eat on the way?
I pull out a hunk of my dried boar meat and I throw it
I
to
was gonna
Nisha.
say the beef jerky or boar jerky.
I wanted a nice meal.
Chew on that.
Give it a tad.
Just never mind the lint and other stuff that's tucked to it in my pocket.
You can keep it. I'll just
At
wait.
least spit
it's-
on it and clean it
It's
off.
hardly
first.
rancid
Jesus.
yet. Just hold it out in the sunlight.
You
and warm
could. She tossed it back. I'll just wait.
Pocket turkey.
up. It might
If
make
I
you sick.
say
It's not going to
something
kill
out of
you.
line, it's not my fault.
To see the king. Let's go.
Note to self: carry tea and crumpets.
All right, so the hoplites form a ring around you, and then escort you north to Pythor's palace, and they open the doors for you. They bring you in and escort you to the throne room. When you get there, you see a very large, strong man with dark hair and a beard. And he looks like he's attempting to fight the statues of 5 gods that are in the chamber. He also is giving off the impression that he is very drunk.
Oh,
Does it smell like booze in the room, or is there food or alcohol or anything edible anywhere?
There are some fruits. There's some meat there that has been freshly cooked. So there's definitely stuff that you can graze on. It's all set up on a table in the middle of the chamber.
Nika has just gently walked over to that.
Is it clear that it's there for us to consume?
She
Or
does
are we gonna
not
get in
care.
trouble?
No, as a matter of fact, once you're in the chamber, the hoplites take that opportunity to quickly disappear from the chamber, leaving you alone with the king.
Oh, all right.
Wow, that's trusting of them.
Once the room is emptied and the chamber doors are shut, the king tosses away his spear and sits heavily upon his throne, holding his head in his hands. He beckons you come closer. You are the oracle's chosen, yes?
Yes.
Yes, your lordship.
When
Let
the
me
god
tell you
asks
of my
a question.
woes.
Okay, we listen intently.
All right, and before he can start speaking, Kyra brashly interrupts. Whatever your woes may be, drowning yourself in wine will not solve them, she scolds. You have a duty to serve the people in these dark times. This wallowing does no one any good. King Pythor hangs his head at her harsh words. That may be true, but what can be done? The oath of peace binds my hands, and now the Titans conspire to steal away my precious daughter, Enora. But perhaps you heroes can aid me.
Okay. Well,
We have a
what can we do
princess
for
we
you?
can try to save. We can try to save a princess. Oh,
What has happened?
and-
What has befallen your princess Enora?
Wow. Several weeks ago, the Order of Sidon sent a detachment of warriors to Estoria with demands from the Lord of Storms. The Titan demanded that Pythor's daughter, Enora, should be chained to the rock of Estor amid the rushing waters of the Archelon River and left there overnight as an offering to Sidon. He mentions that Enora is his only child by his last mortal wife, a woman he dearly loved, who years ago she was carried away to the Forgotten Sea by an evil green dragon called Hexia.
Hexia.
All right, that's a lot of lore to write down, but we got it. Rock of Esther, Alkalon River, Lord of Storms, Hexia, Enora, Oath of Peace. All right.
Now, if Enora is not sacrificed by the next full moon, then all the gathered tribes of centaurs will descend upon Estoria and raze the city to the ground. Sidon has already starved the city with his latest drought, and he always makes good on his threats. So he says, if I don't comply and sacrifice my daughter, it will mean the death of thousands.
All right. So what do you propose we do? What do you need us to do?
So are you saying that Sidon just gave you a choice between being a really bad father or a really bad king? She loudly crunches into an apple. She pulls from the table.
He says, yes, an impossible choice, isn't it?
Yeah, that's really unpleasant. I don't envy your options here.
He starts to hiccup.
Crunch.
What does the dragon Hexia have to do with this plot?
Hexia has nothing to do with the plot. Hexia is the green dragon that killed his wife years ago.
Right.
But I don't think she has anything to do with the Lord of Storm's demand
Correct.
that Enora be sacrificed at the Rock of Estor by the next full moon. So sounds to me like we have to stop her from being executed. But if we do that, then thousands of people will die. So
How tough do you think it would be to capture a dragon to sacrifice?
I think the better question is, how hard will it be to defeat the Lord of Storms?
I mean,
you don't have to defeat something.
That seems like the only way to stop him from demanding a sacrifice. But maybe we can reason with the Lord of Storms, or how is he going to? Oh, he's going to unleash the centaurs. Okay.
Mhm.
So Farron, because Pythor happens to be his the deity that he's dedicated to, as well as this king, he is, a god of war, as it were, will approach make obeisance and ask what may be done to counter this sacrifice. Is Lord Sidon himself supposed to come for his daughter, or is he sending one of his beasts to do so? If it's one of his beasts, perhaps we can defeat the beast in combat, thereby meeting your obligation to send her, as well as preventing him from acting on his threat.
Yeah, it's a good idea. How is she to be sacrificed? Essentially,
she will be turned to stone by basilisks once she's been chained up at the rock. And he says, I have some suggestions. Negotiation might be an option. Perhaps you could persuade the Order of Sidon to choose another sacrifice. In fact, I could offer 50 oxen, each worth 100 gold. That is a considerable value. Those could be sacrificed in her stead. In her stead. They may not be satisfied with that, however. You could attempt to challenge the Centaur Chieftain.
Yeah, let's do that.
The final option.
Mando, is he a cousin of yours? The Centaur Chieftain, would you know him at all? I mean,
if there is any kinship between us, it would be distant. My tribe has disappeared, and nobody seems to know what happened to them.
All right. What are the other options?
And then Kyra chimes in and says, or we could simply allow Enora to be sacrificed, as this is not their quest.
No, that's unacceptable.
Well,
Yeah.
I feel like, and hear me out here, okay? It's a little harsh to just kill a woman going about her life, but if all of these centaurs are just willing to attack a village, I think that speaks pretty poorly of that belief system, maybe? Why?
How many
That
days
seems
is it
unfair.
until?
Yeah,
How many days is it till next full moon? Also, because we can go talk to the centaurs first.
It is pretty close to a month.
Oh, well, we got time then. All right.
We got time. We can go talk to the centaurs, see if we can get them to step down, and we could still also mess with the temple, see if they'll step down. We could even try and evacuate the city within 30 days.
I think our best bet would be to approach the Sidon's priests and see if we can find an alternative. The centaurs probably won't back down from a directive from Sidon.
Well,
I have a quick question before we consider that too heavily, though. Would the priests be at a temple? Because I feel like we don't have the best track record of doing super well at temples.
We did great.
we were awesome.
Wait,
I
I
think
love
we-
spoiling
I
temples.
think
It's a
we're
very
remembering it
entertaining
differently.
experience.
Do we have anything to lose by attempting the negotiation? That by far sounds like the simplest one. I mean, worst thing they can say is no, and then we're no worse off than we are. Why don't we just see if it works? Maybe that. Why don't we see if the
so-
negotiation works? It doesn't
We
cost
should
us
also.
anything.
So I asked Pythor, my liege, do you know anything of the reliquary in which the horn is allegedly hidden?
Yes, where is this horn of Belmetria? If you let us drink from it, we will attempt to save your daughter. Good one, Ken. Good one, Ken.
Plan.
He says, I would recommend that you speak to my father, the dwarf named Vulcan.
Vulcan,
He runs the local smithy.
the local smithy. All right. Can I ask the king why he doesn't send his own negotiators to talk to the people? What's their name again? Order of Sidon, is it?
Yeah.
Has he attempted to negotiate, or does he want us to be his negotiators?
I'd like you to be my negotiators.
All right.
It's
So
probably-
do you know where they hole up the Order of Sidon? Are they present in town, or do we have to go somewhere to meet them?
You will find them here in the castle.
All right then. So that's pretty easy. What do you say we hit the Belmetria thing first, and then go negotiate? And when that falls through, we can go with Cat's plan to go confront the centaur.
When does the sacrifice have to be made? I'm
Like
sorry.
a month,
Within
a month,
30 days.
A month. So it's
For
like
some
a
reason I
month
thought it was
away.
2 days now.
No, we got time. We got time to explore some options.
You don't have any jewels sitting around you're not using, do you? Like just a little one?
In any what?
Jewels, gems, maybe?
he
Are you still
laughs.
fixated on the
100
on that?
GP.
I just need one.
You know,
Pretty
if you'll stop asking, I'll try to lift one from somebody in the street. I'll do that for you.
No, I can't
I'll do that
allow
for
you
you.
to do that.
Oh,
That's
no,
not
I'm just
okay.
gonna-
Somebody worked hard
He,
for that.
he laughs and he says, save my
He's just
daughter from being
joking.
sacrificed, and
I'll give
I
you hundreds
will
of jewels.
certainly find some treasures for you.
Oh, that
All right.
sounds very nice.
One more question then. Basilisks. They're going to turn her to stone. Where are these basilisks?
I don't know, other than to say that they are probably somewhere near the rock.
So they're not kept. So why don't we just go kill the basilisks, and then there's nothing to sacrifice?
Well, I mean, if they turn her to stone, can that be undone later?
I'm sure it could.
I,
Yeah, I mean that
Has
might be,
nobody thought about that?
that might be a good plan too. Let them turn her to stone, and then just turn them back into flesh. Do you have that
Well,
spell, anybody?
So
I'm just not sure if you thought about that. That seems like maybe
Pythor
that
says,
could happen in the worst case scenario.
Pythor says, if the basilisks were tracked down and slain, then Lutheria will simply send harpies to sacrifice Enora instead.
And if we kill the harpies,
Then they'll send something else.
is it so? They're just going to keep sending different monsters until. Think of all the XP we could get saving this gal, though.
Yeah.
What's that?
Keep aggroing.
We just put her in a
Line 'em
room
up,
and then
line
we'll be
'em
in the
up and knock 'em
doorway.
You mean gold? Treasures? I don't think
Alright.
that's how this king agreement with us
All right.
works.
So as a player, it sounds like the DM is steering us towards not trying to kill what's going to try to kill her. So
Now, I'm not trying to steer you toward anything. If
Well-
you want to take that,
if we
path,
kill the basilisk, they're going to send harpies. What are they going to what are they going to send if we kill the harpies? A green dragon named Hexia?
well, there would also be all of those centaurs and
All right. So
possibly other creatures.
So
let's
the
agree on a
priests
course
are
of
here in
action.
the castle. So the priests are here in the
Yep.
castle.
we
Why
can
don't we
attempt to
go
negotiate.
talk-
That shouldn't cost us anything.
Yeah, can you point us in the right direction? We'll just go and chat with them real quick. It'll be fine.
But the Belmetria
Maybe.
thing is supposed to be somewhere nearby too. So why don't we get a sip of that and find out if that gives us any more clues? We could do either one. Let's do one and then the
Oh,
next.
by the way, representing the Order of Sidon here in the castle, it's 7 captains,
Captains.
which are actually people, but they're
Great.
led by a man named Gaius.
Gaius.
Gaius, I'm
Gaius
sure
Julius
Gaius is lovely
Caesar.
and not at all rude, probably very appropriate and polite. Very flexible, I'm sure.
Yeah, he's why wouldn't he be? He's the representative of the Lord of Storms. So I'm sure he's pleasant as all can be.
May we have permission to use, you know, a room or possibly a few rooms as a campsite while we attempt to save your daughter? And
Are you referring to the King's Palace as campsite?
I said rooms inside.
You guys are gonna get this guy pissed off. She's stealing
I
his
don't know.
food.
He's pretty drunk. He seems like he's already pretty
He
pissed
probably doesn't
off.
care. Okay. Well, if that case, I'm going to lift a few extra little victuals from the table and stuff them in my pocket for later. So
I
some
mean, you
grapes,
should
some
be eating,
apples, some bread and cheese, whatever they got there that won't.
You just
Remember
grab a
the
mess.
ham on like
Not
bread.
only the king,
Yeah.
he's also the god of war. So you know,
If he's the only one in here and he's got his head in his hands, I'm gonna lift some food and
Another big crunch on the apple.
restock the pantry, so to speak.
Our centaur
Yeah,
friend does have large saddlebags.
He doesn't seem to really care that you're eating his food.
All right,
That-
sweet.
Nice.
So I'm not even
So I'm
trying to
gonna-
hide it. I'm just gonna load
As
up.
a matter of fact, all he's really doing is grabbing more wine and down. So
How long
right.
does it take for a
I'm
god to
gonna
get
ask
drunk?
you-
Maybe just keep pushing wine his way.
I'm
All
gonna
right,
ask
so
the
I'm an
king-
elderly couple at the buffet. I'm loading up.
All right, so I'm gonna ask.
but
the
he
king-
does say
we're
they
gonna do-
they don't actually have room for you here at the palace, but there is some lodging near the center of town they can put you up in.
All right. Well,
So I'm going to ask the king, since we are representing you, do you have any kind of a emblem or anything that we can show people that you've sent us on a mission?
Oh yeah, that's real smart.
Possibly in the shape of 100 GP gem.
That would be very convenient.
I'm not sure what his symbol is, although it would be very easy for him to get you them. Probably inscribed in leather.
Sure.
So
Thank you.
he
It'd
just
be nice to be able to. That might get
he
us
hands
some
one
place.
to each of you.
Thanks.
Sort of
All right,
a
so-
letter of writ type thing.
Basically, it identifies you as acting on his behalf.
We are now agents of the king.
so where's the reliquary?
Don't abuse
The reliquary. Where's the reliquary? What's it called?
He said
where's
Vulcan
the
would
horn?
know.
Oh, we have to go see Vulcan. All right, and he's in
Yeah.
town.
Right.
All right, let's go. What you guys want to do first, Vulcan or
Let's go
Or-
talk to
or
some
Gaius.
priests.
Let's talk to the priest, then go to Vulcan.
yeah, since the priests are like right here.
All right, let's go talk to Gaius.
Okay.
Thank you, our Lord. We will do the best we can for you.
I trust that this is not an easy thing to accomplish, but I believe that I put it in the right hands.
And
Yes,
left
please.
ones too.
And hooves, and hooves. I point to Farn.
He has
I have
hands.
hands.
You have hooves.
Wouldn't the Minotaur have hands too? Do we have a Minotaur? Yeah, Rosiki's a Minotaur, right?
Hands and horns.
And a
Oops.
hooves. His feet are hooves.
We'll do our best.
We just mumble this as we're walking out of the room.
Yeah, we're,
Nisha grabs a like.
I'm just
light
bowing and
break.
I've left already because I don't want to get killed.
yes.
Yeah,
All right, so
Earlier
we're walking down the hall, presumably to where the Order of Sidon is hanging out, and we're looking for Gaius.
Mhm.
Right. It's fun, guys.
There is actually a guard on the other side of the door, and he offers to escort you to Gaius.
Excellent. Lead the way, good sir.
All right. So he leads you to a different wing of the palace, and through a couple doors, and then you enter kind of a large area with ornate columns and a lot of benches and things like that. And there you see 7 very bored-looking soldiers. They're wearing typical, bronze Greek type, bronze and leather Greek type armor. And the guard goes, "Someone to see you, Gaius." And the soldier stands up, and he looks ugly, and you can tell by the look of him that he's just trouble. Stands up and he's like, "Who are you, and what do you want?"
I'm Nisha. Do you want some of these grapes? She's eating one as she's. They're pretty good.
I'm not interested in food.
Are you sure?
We're here
Because you
to
seem
see
like
Gaius.
you might help.
We're here to see Gaius to discuss the upcoming.
He says, "I'm Gaius."
Okay, Gaius, great, wonderful. Look, buddy,
The king
we're
sent
we're
us.
here to negotiate on behalf of King Sidon to see if he can't come to some reasonable accommodation regarding the imminent demise of his only daughter. He has offered in her place 25 oxen.
Oxen.
Yeah, oxen. 25 oxen. I know
No.
it's 50. Shut up. We're going to see if we can save him some money.
No, I must refuse that offer.
All right. You drive a hard bargain, get 30 oxen.
Unacceptable.
Can I ask though, why his daughter?
Because that is the price that the Lord of Storms has demanded.
Did he give a reason?
No, we don't ask the Lord of Storm for justifications.
You've never asked if something is fair or not?
It's not our place.
Why not?
Because the wrath of the Lord of Storms is such that
Well said.
it is
Sir.
not a good idea to tempt the wrath of the Lord of Storms.
Sir, wouldn't forcing a god to sacrifice his daughter, wouldn't that violate the oath of peace?
No, because the oath of peace is between the Titans and the gods themselves. Does not apply to their children or family.
All right. 50 oxen. Final offer.
I'm afraid
So,
not.
If the god were to offer himself as a sacrifice, that would violate the oath of peace.
Yes.
All right.
So, and then what would Sidon do?
Well, who can tell?
Does Sidon have a daughter?
Is an intimidation check going to have any effect on changing this guy's or is he pretty stubborn? Is this a dead end?
He looks incredibly stubborn to you. But Kyra kind of comes up alongside you and whispers in your ear. And she goes, "You could always offer to let them sacrifice you instead."
As in the group or one of us?
Just you.
She goes,
She was whispering in your ears, Dan.
She said, "Be the hero."
You've always been our favorite hero, so. And you would agree, Rosiki, that you are the greatest of us. Yes, you're the greatest hero among us. So your
The Minotaur
would be
look
great.
nice as a statue. I'm just saying.
Whoa. Hey, chill out, guys.
All right, I'm going to time out and be a player for a minute. So just how does sacrifices work? You have to be willing to sacrifice. You can't fight back. That's not a sacrifice. So obviously we're not going to sacrifice one of our own. So unless we can fight back. But I don't know if that's a part of the rules. I always understood if you're going to sacrifice something, it has to be a willing offer. Otherwise, it's not really a sacrifice, is it?
Right.
True.
Well,
I mean, if
I
you
don't
think
think-
about Clash of the Titans that we all watched a couple weeks ago, you know,
Guy-
the girl's got to
guys,
be turned to stone or got to be scarred by the Kraken, right?
We could just ask. So, Gaius, what would
minute.
Sidon, the Lord of Storms,
But
accept
Perseus did fight back.
as an alternative?
Turn the Kraken to stone with the frick Medusa head, so you can fight back. So that seems to be the option that we're getting corralled towards. You got to fight back.
Bane, what was your question?
I asked Gaius, what would Sidon, the Lord of Storms, accept as an alternative sacrifice?
Well, he just said one of us.
No, that was Kyra speaking.
Oh,
whispering.
that's true. You're right. You're actually right. Yes.
He looks
All right.
thoughtful for a minute, and he says, "I couldn't rightly say. Do you have any ideas?"
What if?
I don't
Would
know,
that
maybe
happen to
one
us?
of the strongest, bravest warriors in the room, and she kind of stares at him.
And our bravest warrior is by far Nisha.
I'm very brave, but I'm probably not as strong as Gaius here. Look at how big and muscular he is. I'm sure he's very strong.
Oh, Gaius isn't going to sacrifice himself.
Well, for example, guys, you are a citizen of the city as much as you are a loyal servant to Sidon. So wouldn't it be a noble sacrifice for you to take the daughter's place? Just as an example.
Oh, he gives a big hearty belly laugh and says, "No, no, no."
So, from what I understand, Pythor is one of the gods, right? He's one of the gods that fought the Titans 100 some years ago, whatever the whole thing at the piece is about.
Mhm.
Yes.
So obviously, Pythor or the Lord of Storms is not going to be sacrificed, or not going to be complete. He's not going to be happy with sacrificing one of his own men. He wants blood from Pythor. So the best way he can hurt Pythor is his daughter. We got to offer him something more important than Honora, or we have to prevent her from being killed.
What about
We got to
potentially
stop the centaurs from
a-
attacking if we don't offer her. So those are our options. Which one's the most plausible?
Or a piece of Pythor. Maybe
This is a dead end. Let's go drink out of the Balmetria thing, and then if that doesn't work, let's go see the centaurs. Let's see what the other option is. Maybe we can challenge the centaur to like single combat or something. And
well, all right. So it may be a dead end, but let me try one more thing. So, what exactly does the Lord expect of a sacrifice?
Well, the sacrifice has to be given willingly.
and Honora has to be turned to stone by the basilisks. So
Is Nora going willingly?
So right, exactly.
It's
I don't think-
irrelevant. It's irrelevant whether she is going willingly if Pythor is giving her away willingly.
but if she doesn't show up, they're going to unleash the centaurs on the city.
But you have to keep in mind, it's not really willing if he's being coerced. So is it really a true sacrifice if he's being forced to do it by others?
All right.
Well,
I think I see a
It's
I see a
sacrifice.
loophole.
Pythor.
That's confusing.
Wait.
That's really confusing, guys. I think you should question things more.
Thank you, guys. You've been more than fair and accommodating. We will speak to you again, perhaps later, should we have something else to say. And then I usher everybody down the hall.
I certainly hope we don't have to see him again.
I follow.
No, but there's a loophole here in the logic. So if one of us were to go to Pythor and say, please send us as the sacrifice, then if that's all that's required, then there's nothing stopping from everybody else showing up and defending the sacrifice from being sacrificed.
Wait, what?
Well, there's nothing stopping us from defending the sacrifice
I
anyway.
think it doesn't really have rhyme or reason, and we're probably thinking about it more than we have to. But I feel like
I'm just saying,
I
if
feel
I
like
was a
Sidon here
lawyer,
isn't the greatest.
Well, he's already said that if we kill the basilisks, then he's going to send harpies, and
Well,
implied that if
yes,
we kill the
but-
harpies, he's
but
going to send something
even-
after that, and after
Yeah,
that.
but
and after
even
that. That's
then-
not an option.
If we find a way to reverse the person from being turned to stone, right? So the
Yeah.
person shows up, they're the sacrifice, they're turned to stone. Technically, the terms of the agreement are satisfied. And then if you reverse the turning and you send them back to flesh, then
Fine. But does any of
Assuming
us have
that'll
that
work.
capability?
well, maybe we
Assuming
should
that'll
we
work.
should go find
But-
that.
It could be
Pythor
an
is a
option.
kitty. Pythor could imbue us with that ability temporarily. I mean,
Why wouldn't he just do it himself, though, if he could do it?
I mean,
Why
he'd
wouldn't
do that
just say,
too.
yeah, freezer. And
No,
then
but
I'm
he
gonna
can't.
unfreeze.
He can't do it himself. But he could give us. So that's a good
All right,
point.
all right,
He could
all right,
give
all right,
us
right.
the way to reverse it.
What if we found somebody that looks like Enora, but's not Enora? The old switcheroo. Huh?
And we
There's got to be
I
plenty
don't know
of
of any
Keswick girls around here
doppelgangers
that their
nearby.
parents
Do
are
you?
willing to sell for nothing.
I really think that
50
we should
oxen
probably
could
just
buy a
go
lot of
talk to the
lookalikes.
centaurs and challenge their
That's an option.
chief.
All right,
Win.
what's the next quick thing we can do? We'll think
The-
about it
the
while we
Horn.
go.
horn thing.
Let's go see the horn thing. Let's see if that opens up some possibilities.
I don't know.
We're not really
So
sure what the
things-
horn is, so that could be
Let's go
I
see
agree with
Vulcan.
that.
He's got the horn. Let's go see Vulcan.
Yep.
Onward, good soldier. Take us to Vulcan's, his iron smithy, whatever it is.
Okay.
If Vulcan gets us nowhere, then we go to the chief.
All right. I agree with that course of action.
But
Okay.
yeah.
Near the center of town is a large building with fortified stone walls and a shingle roof. A sign hangs from the building's heavy bronze banded doors. It reads Vulcan's Hall. Inside the hall, you are greeted by the warm glow of embers and blasts of hot air. The room is decorated with a variety of bronze armors, weapons, and farming tools. A weathered-looking dwarf works at an anvil near the blistering forge at the back of the hall. He wipes the sweat from his brow and greets you.
hell,
Hey.
good dwarf.
Hello, Vulcan. Vulcan, we're here to inquire. If you know
Yes,
the
I recognize
whereabouts.
that you are the Oracle's chosen.
Yes.
How do
yes.
you recognize us? We haven't even
Because
been in
Kira's
town
in the
that long.
back.
Because we're
Kira's
famous.
in the back.
We're
He
heroes.
saw her and he's like, oh.
This is
Yes.
so great.
Well, we're here to see if you can help us locate the Horn of Belmetria. Apparently it's in town here somewhere, but nobody seems to know where exactly. It's in a reliquary, which I don't know if that's a building or a container, or I'm not sure what
It's
that means.
usually like a holy thing.
Like the Ark of the Covenant type of
It's a
thing.
rock.
Smaller generally, but kind of.
Okay.
Is that anything like a phylactery? I heard about those once.
I don't know.
No?
Speaking of which, you
words.
lost the opportunity to have some boar's blood in a little container on your neck. You missed. That was a lost opportunity.
Why would you want that?
He's already got the
Virile.
tusk trophy. Could have.
Isn't the
That's
tusk
cool.
enough?
I got this thumb.
Vulcan's probably
That's
looking at us
couple-
like, what a crew this is.
Well, before he even addresses your question, he begins rambling on at great lengths about the ancient forge and the mithril mines. He speaks of the great weapons and artifacts that were forged there in ages past, before Lutheria cursed the place. And he vows to join you in the mithril mines once you have rekindled the fires of the forge.
Okay, mithril mines. Well, we've heard-
I picked up my interest based on what the Oracle told me.
Myth-
Oh, a bane of evil dragons is even a bigger hero. I look at you all. We need to go to the mithril mines.
That was one of our things to do, right?
Yeah, we had to
Rekindle the forges.
rekindle the forge.
Seek out the storage.
That's on the list, but we also have to drink from the Belmetria thing, and then we have the side quest of rescuing Nora. So, does he know where Belmetria is, or no? Is he? I'll let him know that we. Yeah, go ahead.
For that, you'd want to go to the Dragon Shrine.
The what?
The Dragon Shrine.
In town here?
Yes.
Okay, great. All right, Dragon Shrine it is.
What was the dragon train about again?
Dragon Shrine.
Dragon Train.
Dragon Train.
China.
Where are these weapons we're supposed to claim?
And the
Oh yeah, the
forge.
Dragonlords treasure hoard. Well, it's not the Mithril Mines, I can tell you that.
Would that Dragonlord be that green dragon? I don't know
It
things.
could be. All right, does he
I'm
know?
gonna-
Does he tell us where the Dragon Shrine is?
Yes, you will find it.
Let's head
To the east
Dragon
of here.
Shrine. Due east of there. All right, so we go due east of there. I'm
Wait,
going to
Okay,
the Dragon Shrine.
before we leave, I want to look around the forge, and I assume there's weapons and armor and things like that.
Mhm.
So anything stand out? I just want to kind of look at everything, see if there's anything.
So you can pretty much find anything from the player's handbook in terms of weapon and armor here. It's all non-magical, and you can buy it for the value listed in the PHP.
Okay. So nothing stands above grade. Oh, you do fine work, sir. Okay. We'll remember to come back here if I need any new weapons or.
I would like to ask Vulcan if he knows anything of Pythor's dilemma with his daughter and the Order of Sidon.
Well, they don't like each other, and they are prevented from warring against one another directly by the Oath of Peace. I think this is common knowledge, though.
Yeah, we're new here.
So what's to stop you, great hero of the Forge, god of the Forge, from saving the city yourself if by some twist of fate Pythor is unable to do it himself?
Well, the Oath of Peace is stopping.
Also, the Oath of Peace.
Yeah.
But they're just centaurs at that point, right?
No, it would also be the Oath of Peace. Not to mention the fact that between the Centaurs and the Cyclops, we would probably be overrun, regardless of whether or not I tried to help.
Is it?
There you
Okay. All right. Can we go
Off to
check out
see
the
the
Dragon Spine or the Dragon Shire or whatever?
Shrine.
Dragon Shrine.
Trying.
Before we head out, does anyone have track of how much gold we each have?
I think
Galen
I had
Look at
it.
all my
I think it's in our inventory or notes or something.
Are we doing a share bag?
Yeah, there's a click. There's someplace we click party sheet maybe. Loot. Well, it's there.
Party money
I
tracker.
order.
I don't think I added stuff last session though. So let me
I
look
have
at how
it
much.
up on-
we didn't get anything last session though. Remember, I was kind of empty-handed. There was no treasure to be had.
I thought we got some gold. We got potions
I don't
of
think so.
healing and
Yeah, we all have a potion of
That might have
healing,
been
some
stuff.
100 silver pieces.
but yeah.
I may not have updated.
Why do you
it.
need something from Pythor's smithy here,
No.
or not Pythor, but Vulcan?
Yeah, we've been talking about me getting some better armor, so I was gonna see.
What are you wearing now?
I think I'm just wearing chain.
I can probably infuse that for you so it's a little tougher.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
I've
I've got
one.
chain as well, so I can't really help you with that. Sorry.
Okay, well, we know where to get it, so we can come back. Yeah, and especially if Nisha can help me out at some point. So, okay, yeah.
Wouldn't you need special ordered stuff anyway? Because you're a Minotaur, right? You're bigger
Oh,
than
he's
the
a-
average.
He,
Bigger than
he-
the
he
average.
seems
dude.
like he's a really good blacksmith. He could probably whip it up.
Whip
for
up
me.
some chainmail for you.
And I also I've been thinking about doing some inscribing on it. So I want to get some armor that I can actually scribe some runes I've been
Well,
studying. here in the
he
near
did
future.
mention that once we get to the Mithril Mines and claim that or rekindle the forge or whatever, that he would join us there. So I bet you that's your best opportunity to get him to make you something nice, real nice.
Wow, I like the way you think, Galen. Oh, right.
You know, it's just
that
like the dwarf star thing with Thor. You know,
How much
I'm
is
also
chainmail?
proficient
nice
in
axe.
tools, just in case you ever need something done.
All right, let's go to the Dragon Shrine thing and get that out of the way, and then I think the city's exhausted, and then we're off to see the wizard, or in this case,
The Centaur Chief.
the horse people.
The Centaur Chief.
Yes,
Hey.
The horse people.
the horse
The
people.
Centaur Chief.
Well, the chainmail is only 50 gold, so I'm trying.
Do you have chainmail now? Is that what you said?
No, I said. Oh, you do already?
I think he
Yeah.
has that now. Yeah.
Oh,
So he needs like something. He needs plate.
Yeah, I was thinking, well, or that, or half.
half plate.
Or a shirt, or
Not
a
really.
breastplate, or do you have a shield? Or do you have
No,
two-handed?
but
He likes-
yeah, I do.
I think a
I do
breastplate
too.
would be good for both of us. But
Yeah, I was thinking half plate.
Yeah, because Nisha.
I'm thinking we should go find a place that's got mirrors.
Mirrors.
Yeah. If we're gonna fight some
Oh.
basilisks, we should have mirrors,
Oh,
So
I
we don't have-
probably have one.
would that help?
so we don't have to look at them and get turned to stone. Well,
Is
you're
that
gonna
what
look.
does it?
Well, isn't that what they did in Clash of the Titans? He used his mirror and his shield, right?
Isn't that a Medusa?
So
he's
apparently it
Medusa.
doesn't. Apparently,
Oh, yeah.
apparently it doesn't affect if you don't look directly at him. I mean,
I
I'm
think
totally
that-
metagaming about
So the Dragon Shrine, I guess we're going to.
All right, Dragon Shrine. Let's do it. What are we supposed to do there? That's where the horn is. Okay, let's go.
Okay. You go back out. You leave the forge. You go back out to the city, and the shrine sits at the end of a quiet city street that runs into the wall of the gorge. It's a large stone building with copper dome. The pediment above the door bears a marble engraving of the legendary dragon Belmetria. Inside the building, there's a strong smell of incense. You can hear the muttering of prayers as the priests of the shrine carry out their daily rituals.
All right. So are they in the middle of their prayers? Are we going to interrupt them while they're in their prayers? Or are we going to wait respectively until they stop? Are they all engaged?
As you enter, one of the priests approaches you and says, "Greetings. My name is Aesop. How may I be of service?"
Hail and well met. We would like to see the horn of Belmetria, please.
You must be the heroes of the Oracle.
That's correct, sir.
That we are, sir.
I have heard of the prophecy. Unfortunately,
Oh, no.
I have bad news. The
No.
horn of Belmetria has been stolen from the reliquary.
Of course.
So
Any
who
idea
did
who did it?
Ah,
Thieves broke into the shrine 2 nights ago and escaped with it.
2 nights ago.
ago.
Two.
Almost like they
Spent
knew
too
we were
much
coming.
time saving the Oracle.
Nisha, do you have any?
So people broke in 2 nights ago to steal the thing that we conveniently need right now. Who is supposed to be watching it?
Yes.
The priests.
You have any
We're supposed
clues?
to be watching it.
So you fell asleep on the job. And now
Was
we
it the
need
cat? Let the cat take it.
All right. All right. So no
Do
horn.
you have any clues as to who may have stolen it?
Well, he shows you some hoof prints.
Hmm.
No, we
Ron?
should have gone there first, you guys.
All right.
Knew
So it looks like it's.
So the stains were made with it's dark in color and has kind of a sweet scent to it, like wine, like dried wine.
Oh.
Dried wine.
Can we tell if it's a set of 2 or a set of 4 hooves? Would we need to make a check for that, I guess?
Yeah. What
Yeah,
is
I
the
wanna-
skill check? I want to taste whatever the stuff is. So what is that? Nature.
Okay.
You know, I'm
2
not
days old,
gonna like
bro.
eat
Dog,
it. I'm
get
just gonna.
Sorry. Say hi to my puppy.
Is it in fact wine or is it blood?
It is in fact wine. This
Okay.
puppy is about 4 months old. And
Red
now
or white?
She wants to chew on me. Get down.
There's no
Go
problem
away.
with that. Ask her if she knows where the horn of Belmitria is.
All right, so
What-
survival check, I'm guessing?
Come on, out. Sorry,
Something.
dog.
Nature?
You can make a nature. Would you get down? Stop it.
All right.
I
Nature's gonna
refuse.
suck for me. Let me see what. Oh,
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Okay, what are you wanting to follow the?
I wanted to see if it was 2 hooves, a set of 2, or a set of 4.
It's tough to tell exactly because it looks like you're only seeing tracks, wine tracks from one set of hoofs. That doesn't necessarily mean that it was it was acting alone. It might just mean that was the only one that was actually drinking wine at the time the tracks were made.
All right, well, based on my check, I guess we just follow the tracks then.
No way, man.
Somebody rolled investigation.
I'm
Galen
investigating,
is
but I don't.
licking it.
He's licking it.
What do you taste, Galen?
Yeah, is it red or white? It was red, right?
Red.
All right, so we know that a hoofed creature that was drinking wine stole the horn.
Mm-hmm.
Do we
No,
notice
we
But we
any?
can't tell if it's a centaur, or a satyr, or a minotaur, or any other things with hooves.
Yeah, that you wouldn't be able to tell.
But we do now expect you to taste everything we come across.
Now, I'm not above doing that,
Please don't.
but
That's gonna be great when you're tracking some deer. Let me tell you.
Please don't.
uh,
Do it.
Oh, look, it's a dead giant poison spider. Look at that.
I spit, I don't swallow.
do it.
Jesus.
This is getting weird. I don't understand what's happening.
What were we supposed to do with the horn? So who has a motive to steal the horn? Like 2 days before we arrive. So what were we supposed to do with it? Drink from it?
Yes.
Yes.
And it was supposed to tell us what?
It was just one of the 3 things we had to do.
Right.
All right. So the forces of
Darkness.
Sidon, right?
Yep.
Lord of
Yes.
Storms is trying to prevent everything from going down, right? Is trying to prevent us from doing anything we're supposed to be doing. Okay.
Correct.
He's making obstacles, and it's making our job as heroes. Thank you, Rasiki.
It seems like
Very difficult. And I feel like we should have just gone to fight the centaur chief in the first place. Now that we're finding out, it looks like we probably should have done
our
it.
sheep.
Well, we have a
Now
set of tracks.
we have
Whoever it
55
is.
I agree with you that it seems to be leading to the centaurs. So they're the ones
It's
that are
very
threatening to attack,
upsetting.
and they're the ones that stole the horns of Belmitria. We're assuming.
But Nisha,
but-
now it's justified.
I-
Now we can
I
really
start following the tracks.
So
Maybe I just know things. I don't
Yeah,
know, but I've never
it's the
had a
likelihood
bad
after 2
interaction
days
with
the
a
tracks
centaur.
are going to not be totally obscured by the people of this town. So I doubt that's going to
Well,
work.
Galen, you can taste our tracks.
Well, it is very dry, so if they made tracks, it's
Very
very
dusty.
unlikely they would have been rained away.
Slight hint of marble dust.
But the tracks could lead somewhere that at least shows us how they got out of the temple. And maybe that itself would be a clue.
My guess, they used the door.
No.
The
No,
wind
it was a mimic they used. They a mimic door. Yes.
Well, if we look on the map from what he described, I'm guessing
maybe the
that
mimic ate him, and the reliquary's in the
this
mimic.
reliquary thing is this building, this round building built into the side there. So the question is, where'd they go? But the minotaurs, or not the minotaurs, but the centaurs are outside the northern gate, right? Across the river. That's centaur territory.
Yes.
So why don't we head that way? I guess.
Yeah.
So we need the horn and try to convince them not to
Yeah.
attack
So we got two
if
birds
the
to kill.
princess doesn't show up, right?
We got 2 birds to kill with 1 visit. Here's the plan.
Sneaky.
While you guys sit there and negotiate, trying to, I don't know how you're going to convince the centaur chief not to follow what his god's telling him to do. But
With this,
Maybe-
I hold up my axe.
well, you might just end up in combat with him, is what I'm thinking. But I'm
Let's go.
going to see if I can't sneak into his I don't know.
Before
Matt,
we go,
Matt,
I know that you
Moran,
were looking at.
Yes.
what do centaurs live in? They're nomadic on the savannah. So is it tents, kind of like Mongols in our world?
Yeah, they basically, we tend to prefer grasslands or
so if
lightly,
you guys, hey, look who's here.
Lightly populated, not populated, lightly
So
dotted with trees. We don't like heavy forested areas because
right.
it's harder to
So if
maneuver.
you guys are occupying all of them, I could like surreptitiously sneak around the back of a tent, slip underneath, and see if the horn's inside, something of that nature.
Yeah, Nietzsche's really good at that too. She can sneak in too.
I mean, I'm itching to try out this +7 to my stealth. Boom, 24. That should work, right? So why don't we head out that way?
But now you're going to roll an natural one.
Rosiki, you wear armor, yeah, and you were looking at new armor, and I think I can help you with your armor, and she's just gonna put a hand on it and infuse it to add enhanced defense. So you'll gain a +1 bonus to your armor class while you're wearing your armor.
Oh, nice.
So
how long does that last?
For those who are
you can do
watching, George/Kairos just showed up. Wanted to greet him, acknowledge that he's here.
Greetings.
Would you like to do a quick introduction?
Yeah, I'm George, playing Kairos, the Oread nymph, warlock of the Fates. I have no other affiliation other than my life playing Dungeons and Dragons and other role-playing games.
And does somebody want to catch him up real quick on what's going on?
Yeah, dead end.
We're in a cluster
I was gonna say. Everything we've needed so far, someone has stolen or pushed just to the edge of our ability to acquire.
We got to town, found out that as we were traveling to town, that the centaurs and cyclops have been attacking. Evidently, it's all tied in with the Order of Sidon, who, when we got to town, we found out they have demanded from the king that he sacrifice his daughter to Lord Sidon. The king/god Pythor asked us to get her out of it, basically, and that he would reward us well. In the process, we met the representatives of Lord Sidon, which is 7 captains led by a big ugly guy named Gaius, and he basically told us to, stick it in our, hindquarters whenever we tried to negotiate an alternative to her sacrifice. We then attempted to find the horn at the forge, found out that it was supposed to be at the Dragon Shrine. We got to the Dragon Shrine only to find out, hey, 2 days before you got here to get the horn, it was stolen.
An inebriated horseman.
Yeah, or it had hooves, that's all we know.
Yes.
Our resident infiltrator tasted the wine that was on the ground and was able to identify that, and now we're trying to.
It was a good year. It was good.
Please don't do that again.
Now we're trying to figure out what the heck is our next step. It's looking like we're going to have to go kick some centaur.
Taste is one of the strongest senses we half elves have. So.
Yeah, you also, when you have your rations in a pouch, you might want to just shake the dust out first next time.
A little lint never going to kill you. So anyway, we're now on our way to go talk to the centaur chieftain.
Okay.
And shenanigans are sure to ensue, so you haven't really missed much so far.
Yeah, thankfully we now have a full party, so
Yeah. Well, hopefully my persuasion skills will be able to convince them to hand over things.
I honestly think with them being willing to just attack a city for no real great reason other than this guy told us to, they probably have some questionable moral compass guiding them.
We are not optimistic about what's going to happen here, but it seems like it's a loose end that we have to check out before we proceed, because everything else has been kind of a dead end.
In my opinion, it's usually the humans' fault anyway. So
probably true.
I would definitely say that the centaurs are probably in the right in this vantage. Not because we have a party member who's a centaur. I just never trust any humans.
We don't
But
have
they
any humans,
keep
do we?
attacking people. I
Well-
don't care what race you are. Attacking people's probably usually pretty bad.
Well, it's really
I
a
always
matter of
vote
perspective.
attack first. ask
Sometimes,
questions later.
sometimes attacking people is just another form of diplomacy.
I
Yeah.
don't know. I went to a temple and a bunch of people started attacking me. It didn't seem very diplomatic.
Well, they were.
Rasiki speaks fist.
One thing I'd like to do before we leave the Temple of the Dragon Shine is
I don't
ask
know who
the
they
other
are.
clerics if anybody saw anything. How about we do that? We didn't do that yet. Let's ask them. I mean, seems to me they would have already talked about it, but let's make sure we
Yes.
get all our.
And while we're at it, do they know of any hooved people who consume a lot of wine inside of their
Yeah, I
shrine
mean, there's
town?
a lot of different things could be hooved, but how big are the hooves? Are they like horse hooves? Are they like goat hooves? Are they like sheep hooves?
They're on the small side. That's all you can really tell.
So they're not. Maybe well, check if they're small. They're not likely. To
I
be
am.
centaur.
I am. As a sage, I am a researcher, so I might be able to decipher the type of hooves we have here.
Well, that would be what, a nature check?
Could be.
Maybe.
I mean, the type of animal hooves, that sounds nature to me.
Yeah, that sounds nature-ish to me, and I'm also proficient in nature. So
Maybe it's
So
animal
good.
handling.
Good, man.
Who
Roll
knows?
that. Roll that
Showed up
beautiful bean.
right on
footage.
time.
Yeah, give me a roll.
if I remember how to roll, there we go.
No, I'm not going to do it. But you
Yeah.
got a better. But you're the proficient one. Oh, all
It
you
is
got to do is
not a
click that.
fox.
All you got to do is click that number next to the bonus number next to your
Thank you. I forgot.
skill tab. Yeah, I know. It's amazing what 2 weeks will do, right? And she bang.
No,
All
you
right,
rolled the
so-
10. The 10.
I,
That was your one roll. That was your warm up. Do another one for real now.
What?
that's
only-
not how that works.
DM's not looking. It doesn't count. Oh.
All right. Boom.
I'm gonna really analyze this really strong.
5 hours later.
Okay.
Galen's already tasted it, so maybe you could smell it.
Please don't.
You're
I tasted
not
the wine, man.
Is there any
I didn't
scat?
taste the hoof.
Why?
You're probably more
You
likely
think
to
they would
find
eat that
urine.
sitting
He
in
drinks a
their
lot of
pocket?
wine.
I
All right.
mean,
Okay, so
I just,
you're not positive what made these tracks, although they do look like goat hoofs.
That's
I
the
think
same
these
here.
might be goat hooves. So we might have a really crazy goat around.
Or
Yeah.
cider.
Let's
maybe
go look
it's
for pellets.
someone trying to intervene and just make things go poorly for us, and I don't like that.
Well,
All right. Well,
Oh,
I'm not going to find
there's
out by
one-
Jabberjaw. Let's go.
There's one other thing that I should mention because it's relevant, which is that when you were talking to Pythor, he did mention that if you want to talk to the Centaur Chieftain, he can arrange a meeting.
Yes,
All right.
Let's go
Let's,
arrange a
uh,
meeting.
Then let's do that.
let's do this.
yes.
Well, we
Will it
were gonna
require us
ask
to
the-
travel? Will it require us to travel to him, or is he going to come to the city?
No, we were gonna go to him. They don't.
I agree. I want to go to him because I want to infiltrate his lair
Well,
and
it
see
would-
if he stole see if he's responsible for stealing the horn.
Well, I don't think so. It would be disrespectful to ask a chieftain to come to you. You have to go to the chieftain.
You mean the king asking a chieftain to come to him would be disrespectful?
A king and a god.
Yeah. Well, let's just face it. They're on the opposite sides of things, so that I really don't think it matters.
Well,
The fact
We're gonna
is-
ask
The
priest
fact
if
is, the
they-
king said he can arrange a meeting. So, but I would suggest that he maybe just send us a letter of introduction so that we can get into the camp safely without being.
Yeah,
Attack.
they're not going to let you anywhere near the camp, but
Alright.
what they would do is the chieftain would meet with you outside the city gates on the north side, on the other side of the river.
Do you guys want to go kill some
River.
basilisks?
a basilisk.
We already
Oh.
know that won't probably do what we'd like.
I know, but at least it'll be fun.
So
You and I have a very different idea of fun.
They're sacrificing the princess to basilisks.
I still would like to ask the priests if they've seen anyone with goat hooves walking
Let me
around.
ask you this, Nisha. If if we chose to sacrifice one of ourselves and then we ambushed the that moment, would you rather fight basilisks or would you rather fight harpies?
Harpies.
Neither.
Well, I'd rather fight harpies than basilisks.
Why should anybody have to sacrifice? I don't understand.
Well, the idea is not to sacrifice. The idea is to kill the things
sacrifice the
trying.
halfling.
Why would you do that?
I'm just saying, if they
Why
don't know,
would you even joke about that?
my grandpap used to tell me a story about a sacrifice and how they killed the creature that was supposed to do the
I
sacrifice.
thought we were.
It was all good, so maybe that's.
I won't let anybody sacrifice you, Nisha.
Yeah.
Thanks, Masiki.
All right, here's our course of action, guys, and I think you will agree. We got one loose end, and that's talking with the chief. So let's let him arrange the let him arrange the meeting with the chief. If that turns out to be a bust, which I fully expect it to do, then it seems like the only option left is to go on the offensive, so to speak.
Yes, we'll definitely
we can put one of our kind in place. We're not going to sacrifice one of ours, but we can, like, I think that's what we need to do. So let's do the meeting, unless anybody else has any ideas. But it seems like those are the only two options left. So
I think meeting with the Centaur Chief is our best bet right now, but I fully expect it to go the way everything else has. So.
Right, let's go eliminate that loose end then, and then we can move on to the next option.
Another chance to be a hero.
77.
Okay, Pythor says, do you go back to the castle, I should say? Are you going to
Yeah, we'll go back and talk to him and see if he can arrange the meeting that he suggested earlier.
Okay. He welcomes you back into his audience chamber, where he seems to be a little more drunk than he was the last time you saw him.
Nice.
And he says, I can send somebody out tonight, and we can have that meeting tomorrow in the morning.
Very good.
Okay, if that's the case, then should we try to follow up on the thief while we're waiting on, what time is it?
Yeah, but we have zero leads. We have no idea other than we have a hooved
Right now,
we forgot to ask the
red
priest
wine
about the
drinking
closed
something.
ritual.
Well, apparently
right now it's getting to be
nobody
late
knew anything.
afternoon.
Well, let's go get lunch.
Well,
Halfling is hangry. Must feed.
I heard Greek
had
food's really good.
apple, and I have these grapes I'm eating. I'm
Well,
doing okay. I could really go for a nap because we woke up really early.
She does not want to be sacrificed.
I don't like the morning.
Yeah, I think we should try to track down whatever that goat person is or goat thing.
I
Yeah,
think
but-
that's probably a good idea.
well, that's a great idea, but we have no leads. So where do you even begin?
You got tracks, right?
do we not have a tracker in the party?
Well, I mean, it's 2 days ago. Do you really think the tracks from that guy is going to still exist
I
in
mean,
the
if
street
you
after 2
taste
days? Of
not
people
wide
walking?
and follow the smell,
Not
maybe.
bad attitude.
So while we
Well,
were walking
not
around in
likely.
the city, how many satires did we happen to see amongst the general population while we were walking around the city?
How many satyrs?
Yes, how many of those?
Um,
I mean, was it like really common? Was it like
not super common, but they were present.
Mm.
I mean,
I
if
can
there's an
try to
area in
hunt.
town that
I'm pretty good at hunting things. I can try.
You want to sniff one out, Dan?
Wait, we could have
Hey,
Riziki use his
you know
nose,
what?
right? And he
Work with the
I
pig,
can
can't
right?
smell the wine and track the wine.
Now, I could talk to animals, so maybe we can query some of the local creatures.
Birds. Birds
There's
probably
got to be
saw
a
a
rat
lot.
in that temple. Talk to the
Birds
rats.
always notice
All right,
things.
everybody, look around outside the dragon spine thing and or dragon shrine and see if you can find a squirrel or something that Kairos can speak to. Maybe the animals have seen something.
Yes, we can only hope. Perhaps.
Yeah, but if we're back at the shrine, actually, I will. Can I do a perception check and see if I can get a whiff of anything related to it? I saw Kaylin sniff it. I mean, taste it. I'll sniff it and see if I can.
Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Okay, if me using my keen snout ability to get advantage.
Yeah.
This was a fine vintage.
So that's a 16. The wine seems to trail off to the north, although as it goes, it becomes less and less.
Well, and if you look at the
And
map, that doesn't help us much because
You
that's the
also
only way to go.
notice that in the trees around this area there are several squirrels.
So squeak, squeakity, squeak.
Yes.
Let's talk to the.
I will.
talk to the-
I will consult with the squirrels.
I point them out to Karos. But you said you could talk to them. Maybe
Yeah.
maybe they
Squeak.
saw something.
Squeak, squeakity, squeak, squeak.
Well, yes.
Does anybody have any nuts that they can give them?
Oh, I probably
Yeah,
do.
but I've got nuts, but I'm not
That's
giving them to the
fine.
squirrels.
Yeah. So I
I
use
do
my.
have bread,
I have.
cheese,
I took a bunch of fruit from the king's table because
crackers.
he wasn't interested in the food, and I didn't want to see it wasted. Yes, that's it.
She took Pythor's nuts. She can use
What?
She took anything that was like good snacks on the go snacks. Grapes,
It's always good to have
apples,
snacks.
fruit.
Hey, entice that fat one over there, that fat squirrel, Fat Gus. He looks like he'll eat anything. Entice
Oh,
him
yeah.
down here
The
with a
skinny-
hunk of
The
cheese.
skinny ones
Yeah,
are hungry.
did
All
you
right,
get-
Kairos,
Did you
talk
give
to
me
Fat
cheese?
Gus.
Wait, that squirrel probably has a name. You should ask it first.
Fat
before you
Gus.
start
It's
eating.
Fat Gus.
Fat chimney squirrels.
It's like I will speak to. I will ask the squirrel its name, and then see if I can convince it to help us.
If you guys don't know who Fat
Um,
Gus is, you guys should definitely Google
In
Fat Gus.
response to asking his name, it says something that sounds like a series of chirps and squeaks,
Squeak,
and
squeakity.
then it says I try to help.
Wonderful.
So-
That's all I could ask. Hey, would you like a piece of cheese?
Sure, cheese, good.
Yes. Well,
I don't know.
have you seen anyone with perhaps a satyr or someone or a goat coming by here a couple of days ago with what was stolen? The horn, was it?
The Horn of Belmetria.
Hmm.
They wouldn't. The thing isn't, I don't know what a Horn of Belmetria is, but I guess it's a horn. But we could just say, is it a horn?
let him
Did you see
finish
guys?
Yes, we remember because there was the sound of hooves on pavement, and that woke us up. And it was the middle of the night. All the priests were asleep, but a goatling, and you would be familiar with goatlings. They're basically human, kind of a human goat hybrid type thing.
Fine wine.
Yes, came walking in with a decanter of wine.
Just one.
Yes, bypassed the priests, walked out with the horn and left.
Wow.
Which way did he go?
Hey,
To the
can you
north,
tell-
obviously, but
I don't realize. I'm like, do you know how to talk to animals too?
Dan Rasiki, can you smell goat?
All right.
Good
Yeah.
with the goat.
Which
Noble goat, but I don't understand what they're doing. I just hear a bunch of chirping. This
Yeah,
is really
squeak, squeakity, squeak.
squeak, squeak, squeak. Yes. Which way did it go? Do you
Down
think?
the street.
Oh. Hmm.
I take off my ring of squirrel speak. Didn't know I had that, did you?
Did anyone?
Did you, George?
Oh, I guess. Who's
I
this?
got all kinds of secrets.
Who's George? I don't know who you're talking. No, do you know if anyone followed him or maybe seen him further? Do you have maybe brothers or cousins that way?
It's very late, and we only saw them walk down the street.
Hmm. Okay. Well, I relay this information back to the party and say, it looks like it is a satyr, or as they call it, a goatling. So,
that was
All right.
amazing, Karen. I've never seen anyone talk to a squirrel before.
So, Darren, based on this map and where you said the location of the dragon shrine is, you said that the wine trailed off to the north. The squirrel has confirmed the story per Kairos. If we follow the trail of now 2-day-old wine drops in the dust of the street, assuming that's even possible, when we get
And
to the T
buildings now.
when we get to the T intersection there, does it go to the northern gate or does it go to the gate that crosses the river? Does it
I
head
thought
off
we
in either one of those
already
directions?
crossed the river, right?
What's that?
Didn't we already cross the river to talk to the squirrels and like the trees over there? That's what I
No,
thought
No,
we.
I thought the
we
Dragon
went back.
Shrine
We
was
went back to
here.
the Dragon Shrine, and that's in the upper. That's in the northeast corner of
Oh,
the
it's
map.
over
It's that
here?
round thing. I'm assuming it's the round thing because that's how he described it. A round dome built into the side
Right.
of the hill. There's only one building that matches that on the map, which has to be this thing here.
Can we put one of the icons, one of the tokens on it so we can kind of see where?
I don't know if I can do anything to it, but even if I did, I don't know if you'd be able to see it. But
Oh, I see it over here.
yeah, the round thing in the top corner.
So they
It's like
said
due
it went
south of the
north.
northern gate.
So it would have had to have gone down those steps, and then it comes up here. You're saying,
Right. I just want to know
on-
where it trailed off. I mean, if we can.
yeah.
I mean, this is a long shot. I mean, it's 2 days past. There's likely no trace of anything after 2 days.
Long shot's better
Well-
than nothing.
If it hasn't
Okay.
rained, then it could, it's possible we might be able to find something.
Yep, that's why we're gonna go.
I
Look.
think it's worth a try.
He did
Yeah.
say it was dry. He said it's been very dry, and they've been starving. So
I have also detect magic at will. Do I see any residual, maybe magic that's left from the horn? I mean, the horn. I'm assuming the horn's magic. I don't know if that's true. I'm late here.
There is faint traces of magic
So
mixed
the horn
in with
crop
the drifts of
dusted.
the wine.
Ah, look at that.
right.
Well, this may be able to help us. Can we determine which way it went from the split?
Follow the gold dust.
All the gold dust. How do I bring the map up again on my screen?
You know what? Once it's deleted, I think it's not
I
gonna
can-
happen unless he
I
puts
can
it up
reshare. I can
again.
reshare.
Yeah, I think you have to because I wasn't able to get anything up once it was
It's,
Yeah,
done.
no,
it's different
you
if
guys
our
told me-
tokens are on it, but
Right, you asked me last. Oh, I got you. That's right. It has to be token related.
right.
Wonderful, beautiful.
Okay,
So everybody knows
so-
what the dragon thing is, right? It's that round building up there in the upper right corner.
okay, so you managed to deduce that the trail leads off to the northern gate.
Okay.
Hmm.
The one in the corner, in the right corner.
Right, the one that crosses the river and leads to.
Oh, the one
Um,
that crosses the river.
oh, wait a
So
minute.
the
I'm
north-
sorry. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the regional map. um,
There's this
Yeah,
gate.
there's a small one
okay,
in the right corner of the map, and there's the one that crosses the bridge over the river.
It's a small one in the right corner of the map.
All right. So
Okay.
it goes. And where does that lead to? Not across the river, and therefore not into Centaur territory.
That leads to a bunch of fields, and beyond the fields is the old woods.
Looks like we're following it into the old woods.
Rosiki, can you get a smell of the goat trail?
Just gonna ask if I could try that. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
think
can
that
I do a
or
perception check
unless-
as we're moving
or unless-
along?
Gyros can see the trail still. I mean, either way, or a combination of both, perhaps.
Yes. And of course, if we come across any animals, we can speak to them as well.
Yes, let's
I
do
will,
it.
I'll be smelling for animals too.
This is
yeah,
our
so I'd
best
like
lead
to-
tonight. Let's follow. Let's
Okay,
track them.
so as the DM, I'm going to throw up a red flag here and say that you're on the right track, but you're in the wrong order.
We're on the right track, but the wrong.
we
order.
have to claim the weapons first.
Well,
I'm
I'm
guessing.
not even necessarily saying that. I'm saying I'm not prepared to do that particular thing tonight.
Off to the chieftain.
All right.
All right.
I
All
think
right, so let-
Oh,
the chieftain is more. Let's go to the chieftain first.
all right.
Feeling
So
the urge to
that's
not do
tomorrow
this
morning.
right
So are we gonna role play the
we
inn
need to
tonight?
go sleep, I guess. Yeah.
Or can we just say it's the next morning?
We can either do, hey, it's next morning, or you can stop in at the watering hole if you're
Do
interested.
you guys want to stop at the watering hole and see if
Yeah.
there's any gossip?
I want a real meal.
Well, as a nymph, I'm determined to have lots and lots of copious amounts of sex. So
What? That's required?
well, it's
How do you? When do you get other stuff done?
I think it's because it's a nymph. They're
It's like breathing.
I've heard about that.
But how do you get stuff done?
there's
He talks to animals.
we find time.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe that's a good thing.
No.
You are friendly with animals.
Oh,
So is it Dragon's Tooth, right? I think we were referred to go to the Dragon's Tooth.
Yes,
one of the
that's
places.
the tavern.
Is that the same place where Pythor said he would set us up? Is Dragon's Tooth the same place?
No.
Not sure.
Actually, the living quarters are where he said he could set you up. Let's see. They are not.
Yeah, the guard recommended the Dragon's Tooth to us.
So the living quarters are closer to the southern gate, and the Dragon's Tooth is pretty close to the castle, actually, or
That's
the palace.
probably the high end place.
And what time is of the day? Is it still close to noon or maybe about 2 o'clock?
No, it's late afternoon.
All right. Can I break away from the party and go investigate? Where on this map is this this sacrifice supposed to take place?
It takes
Is it
place
that
on
amphitheater looking thing down there, or is it somewhere else?
It's off the map.
It's not even on the map?
city.
Oh, geez. All right. Do we know which direction?
Yeah, it's in Centaur territory.
Really?
So
Okay,
it's across the river and in Centaur
right.
territory. And
well, never mind then. I'm not going out there by myself. So,
So
all right.
we could go hang out at the Dragon's Tooth and then check that out. And then if we don't like it there, we can take the king up on the lodging.
Well,
Sounds
or we
like a
could
good
just go
idea.
have a hot meal there and then go sleep at the other place,
Yeah, it's by the castle. I bet it has really good food.
right? I bet it tastes really good. I'm really hungry. I mean, that apple was good, but it's just an
it's
apple.
probably better than that pig slop the king served, right?
All we
getting
had was
really
fruit. I mean, I guess I had some bread, but I haven't eaten it yet. But I'm saving that. I want a hot meal. It's different.
Yep.
All right, Dragon's
Yeah, I
Tooth
think
it
that's
is.
to the Dragon's Tooth.
All right, let's get some tavern grub. Let's go.
Okay.
Set the city on fire. I mean,
So you approach the Dragon's Tooth, which is a nondescript brick building with carved white stone accents. And it's a popular public house that distinguishes itself by the sheer amount of activity in and around it. Patrons regularly drift in and out in varying states of sobriety. The scent of food and sounds of raucous conversation emanate from the open door and windows.
Smells like
They
there's
drink
steak
a lot in this city.
and maybe some roast. Nisha's like just darting in. Like, just very good.
So it is fairly crowded.
She's very small and does not care.
well,
Push through
I
people.
recommend.
I look for a booth. So is there a booth big enough for all of us? Faron might have to sit right, but he has a nice side place to sit.
We stare at people until they leave.
No
their-
booths. They have tables. They don't have booths.
Do they actually allow centaurs in here?
Well, you're a bit like a bull in a china shop, but yes.
I see
Like
what you
it's
did
a Minotaur
there. I
with a
see what you
shop.
did there.
You both would be, actually.
Hey,
I resent that.
You misspoke. You meant to say resemble that.
Server,
That too.
please.
yes,
I'm very small, but I have a very large appetite. Please serve me food.
We don't serve children here.
we are the heroes of the Oracle. Do you have a special place we can sit?
He's throwing that around again.
And we work for the king. See, What the
The bartender is a wiry, old, white-haired man, and he seems friendly. And when he looks at you, he's like, he looks down at the halfling, as she seems to be the one who's there first, and he's like, "Can I help you?"
Yeah, can I have whatever the biggest plate of food is for tonight's meal? I want that.
Hmm.
We have
Very
two
well.
of those. Well, no. Are you all hungry?
We have flamed goat meat with a side of salad and potato.
That sounds amazing. Yes, please.
All right, he
We'll
goes
take
back behind.
that table over there.
He goes back behind the counter. He puts together a plate. 5 silver.
Slaps down the money.
Okay, hands you the plate.
Toddles off to the table.
Okay,
Is there a table available?
there is an empty table. Yeah, it's off in the corner.
I was going to say we can clear one pretty easily.
Yeah, stare people.
I want to look around the bar. Is there anything that stands out, like trophies, memorabilia, anything that personal artifacts that the barkeep might have, like hanging? Anything that would give me an insight into his personality or something he likes.
Okay, he has got some sketched art hanging up around the common room, framed and up there. Some of it is of people that you don't recognize. Some of it is pictures of wilderness landscapes. The subjects vary as do the styles quite a bit, but they're just kind of placed around. You don't see anything like adventuring trophies or anything like that in here.
Okay, I'm going to glance just at the signature on it, just and see if it's consistent, kind of as I'm walking by. Then I want to go up to the barkeep and introduce myself, or to the tavern keeper, and ask his name. Oh, my name is. Hello, my name is Roziki, and what I want to do is see, did he paint these? That's what I'm trying to get.
Okay, it looks like there's about 3 or 4 different signatures among the ones that you see, so they're clearly not the same person.
Okay. Well, hello. We're just new. We're here. We just came into town. My name's Roziki.
He goes, "I'm Delphian. What can I get you?"
Hello, Delphian. I'll have what the halfling had. She's my friend. We just came into. We're helping out the king. Do you like the king? Is the king a good king?
Oh, the king's under a lot of stress and has been for a long time. Many marriages have ended in tragedy, and he's very wary.
Very drunk.
But he is liked. Yes, he is. He tends to be in his cups quite often.
Yeah, is his what? I'm sorry. What did you say his name was?
Delphini.
Delphion.
Delphion.
Did I see his name on any of the pictures?
No.
Okay. I like the art you have around here. Are these local artists who?
These were commissioned by the finest artists around the city.
Oh, did you have them commissioned? Are these people you know?
Yep. Yes, I had them commissioned.
Well, you seem like you've done a lot of things in your life.
Well, I used to be a soldier. This is where I retired to.
Oh. Did you see any exciting battles? I'm a hero now. Did I mention that? I may have mentioned that before. Are you a hero?
I tired of battles many, many years ago. I am just a simple bartender.
This is a very nice place. It's not simple. And you have a good location near the castle. Okay, well,
Can I get you something?
Food. I'll take my food. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay.
It's really good.
He serves you up the food and 5 silver and moves on to the next person.
I'm gonna look for any rats to speak to.
No rats. None
This
to
is a
see
fine
anyway.
establishment.
This is a very clean establishment, very rat free.
Theron will also order food and kind of try to place himself, as carefully as he can that there's nobody behind him, so he can kind of watch what's going on.
Okay. All right. Is anybody keeping an ear open?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, I'm gonna have my back to the. You said we're in the corner, so I want my back to the wall furthest from the main entrance, and then I'm facing the main entrance while I eat my 5 silver meal as well.
Who all got a meal?
I have a happy meal. You got a happy meal. You got a happy meal.
Everyone.
Yes, I will. I will order a meal and get some meat as well. Whatever
What's the
beverage.
special tray in a Happy Meal?
Wine.
Make
Okay.
mine a Mighty Kids meal, please.
Okay. Everybody gets food served to them. Somebody give me one of you give me a D8 roll.
A D8, okay.
Oh,
Do you want the 4
depending
or the
on
6?
what's better.
Nisha rolled first.
The 6 fell first, yeah.
Okay. You happen to overhear someone talking about the copper mines of Estoria, which are struggling to produce enough ore to meet the needs of the city. If only the mithril mines could be reclaimed.
Yeah,
Well, that piques my interest.
it's on the list.
It's on the list.
You hear somebody else. You hear somebody else say they're talking about a band of warriors that traveled to the necropolis about a month ago and haven't been heard from since. Everybody knows the necropolis is forbidden.
City of the Dead. I'm not going there. You know how Galen feels about undead. Ain't doing it.
I don't know. He wants to go and fight everything.
Not
Very
undead.
heroic.
Undead are
I
very
have-
unnatural.
I have a very healthy respect for undead. I give them a wide berth.
We can make them deader.
Of course, we do have a paladin.
So, as a matter of fact, it's actually the ones who are talking about the mithril mines. It's a group of several dwarves who are discussing this.
Okay. I'll like purposely eavesdrop on them.
All right. Well, they don't sound like they're particularly interested in returning to the mines, although they are kind of they're kind of bickering over the fact that not being able to go back there, they can't bury their dead.
I'm going to approach them and talk to them about asking what happened with the mines. I'm so sorry I overheard what you were talking about. If I don't mean to be rude, but I was just wanted to inquire what happened with this mithril mine that you're speaking of and your fallen dead.
Well, there's a couple of really old dwarves there who look at you and they say, "Well, our clan was forced to flee the mines centuries ago. Not sure what happened exactly. We just got caught up in the people, in the mass exodus, but we haven't been allowed to go back since." Rumor has it that the whole place was cursed by the Titan Lutheria.
Cursed, you say? What kind of curse was it? Like, did some creature haunt the mines?
He kind of shakes his head and goes, "It's a long time ago, and fortunately, those of us who were in the thick of it back then have long since passed."
Do we know where the mithril mines are located? Or can we ask these dwarfs if they know where they are? Just so we know where they are when the time comes to go visit them? Or are they something we have to find?
Let me take a look at the map for just a second.
I'm just curious to how many days walk they might be from Estoria. I mean, going out on a limb, if we got 30 days to prevent her thing, maybe we're supposed to go do something else first or something.
Okay, the map is not being particularly helpful. So,
well, I don't need to know it on the map, but do we know where it is though? I mean, do they know where it is?
They said, yeah, we've got we remember where it's at, roughly.
Okay.
I think Vulcan could probably help us also.
How far is the copper mine? Maybe that's sounds like we
Isn't it
should.
one? Oh,
should
is the copper
go-
mine something different? Okay.
Yeah, the copper mine was something different. They couldn't get back to the mine to bury their
Right.
dead, so they have.
Oh.
Yeah, these
Yeah,
guys
they're
work
in
the
the mine.
local. These guys work the local copper mine.
Oh, well, maybe that's a lead to something.
So what happened?
Right.
What happened with the copper mine?
It just hasn't been producing much lately.
But they also said they couldn't get back there to bury their dead.
Now they couldn't get back to the mithril mines.
Mithril mine. All right.
Okay.
So even though it's been a long time, that they still want to go back to recover their dead and properly give them the proper burial rites. Which
Right.
makes sense.
And remember, this is the same mithril mines that Vulcan was talking about.
Okay.
Well, tomorrow morning we have a conversation with the chief.
Indeed.
Well, we could hit the hay. As they say, and talk to the chief in the morning. And if that doesn't pan out, then we could head off to the. Well, again, if they know how close it is, can we ask the dwarves how many days travel is it from here to get to the mithril mines?
I might be able to answer that off the top of my head.
Is it
Maybe.
close enough that we can get there and back before the moon changes?
Give me just a second here. It's one of those things where I wish they would mark this on the map. No, that's not it. Here we are. Here we are. Okay. Interesting.
I hate when they say that.
It's not giving me a clear idea of where the mithril mines are on the map, but it couldn't be too far away based on where it's located in the book. So I'm going to say that it's probably within a day or two of here.
All right. So that can be plan B after we see what goes on with the centaur.
All right.
All right. So
Is there anything else to hear, or do we hear anything else?
No, things are it's getting later and things are kind of winding down.
Who uses daggers a lot?
You do have a key to a place where you can stay.
Yeah, I think after we eat, we'll probably go to the place the king.
Yeah, for
prepared.
the free lodging.
Does it accommodate horses?
It does
Well-
today.
Sort of.
So what it is, it's actually three distinct groups of buildings which are walled off from the rest of the city. They're simple stone houses and they're lined up in neat rows, so they're almost like modern day apartments. And then there's a second group, which is they're surrounded by a lot of ornate statues and carvings. They've got sculpted pediments over the doorways and things like that, which make them a little more upper class. The king has put you in the second group.
Someday,
More ornate ones.
maybe you'll
Okay.
have a statue here. That would be kind of neat.
While we're there, we can look for other statues that look exceptionally humanoid,
Yeah, maybe
realistic,
we could just make them people somehow.
right? Or make them pretend to be. Oh, here's your sacrifice, already turned into. My bad.
That's right. Well, it's not a bad idea, actually.
Unfortunately, everybody would be familiar with sculpture. So even if it looks super realistic, they're going to know that, oh, you brought a marble sculpture. Sorry.
We already sacrificed her for you.
What if we killed Aurora?
Why? Stop trying to get people dead.
Well, if the bottom line is if she's not sacrificed, the centaurs get unleashed. So it doesn't matter if you steal her away, if you hide her. It's going to be the same result.
Still got to decide if we're going to side with the Titans or the gods.
So the idea here is I think we should proceed with Mando's plan and visit the Cyclops in the morning or whatever they are in the morning. And what did you suggest in the chat here? You said to challenge them to a fight or something, right?
I suggested that might be the route to go, is to.
Are you planning to be the one, since you're a fellow centaur? Are you confident that you can take
might be the best route, since I am a centaur? It may be,
you may have to yell.
Wait, are we going for diplomacy or like one-on-one combat to challenge him to the chief?
Diplomacy first, obviously, but
it depends.
Yes,
but Farhan knows his people, so that maybe this is his.
And that's why I was asking in chat who had the lance, because it might give me a slight advantage.
I have a lance.
You lance a lot.
We could probably buy you one.
That would be Calros.
We could stop near with Vulcan. I think he could probably sell us a lance. It probably wouldn't hurt you to have one.
I mean, it probably wouldn't hurt, but
But I can let you borrow one for sure.
I just don't envision that being a primary weapon for me. I like my hammer. It works well and it's served me well, but
But if the centaurs have a thing with like a tournament type style thing, and they use lances for their tournaments, you might need to pick one up.
But Rosiki has one, right?
Yeah, that's what I was.
All right, so let's go to bed so we can get the meeting on the road, and we'll see what happens.
Well, if it comes to one-on-one combat, wouldn't Rosiki be better for fighting?
Well,
if
maybe, but
if they allow
but
it.
you seem to forget that Farhan yells submit or die, and that really intimidates the opponent.
He has Hulk hammer.
I don't know if that will intimidate people who are also centaurs.
The centaurs may not choose to battle Rosiki because they might consider him,
too much of a hero.
A beast.
Hey, how rude.
Well,
centaurs can be racist,
Hey guys, one way to find out is actually to go meet them. So why don't you hit the hay so we can get on with the show, shall we?
Why would we hit
We could always talk him to death. I vote for that.
Sure.
That sounds pretty great.
We've been doing that for an hour. Let's get some action.
Okay, you go to bed. You wake up in the morning.
Before we go to bed,
Okay.
Oh, no.
I'd like to infuse another item because I can do 2 infusions a day. One of the infusions I learned was to return. So I'm going to make one of my daggers where when I throw it, it will return the weapon to me.
Ooh,
Okay.
that sounds fun.
So I
Dagger.
Yeah, kind of.
Thor's hammer.
So
Thor's dagger, evidently.
Like Angus fang. Yeah.
that's your other infusion for the day.
And above the board, cat. Did I read correctly that that's permanent on my armor? Is that right?
Yes,
Until
I
you
believe
change it to
so.
something. Yeah, that's what I thought I read. Okay.
Okay, so
Um,
these infusions that you do, are they permanent once you do them, or is it until you do another infusion, or
Yeah.
The way I read it is yes, they're permanent. If I die, they would go away.
Okay,
I'm
But
gonna have to
so,
check up
like,
on that. That sounds a little overpowered.
It
Yeah.
does. It
I-
does to me, but I think it's kind of meant
Yeah,
for
she dropped the description in there. In the
I think
Yeah.
I will.
Yeah.
like
I
I'm
will do-
probably
I will
not very
research
useful
that.
in combat, but
I'll research that in between sessions.
see, because I mean,
I'll
if
read
it
about
comes to picking
What is all this
someone
stuff?
whose armor is going to be better, his would take it over mine. So if there are only two, like I didn't know because it seemed like it read where it would do whatever's, but it is like attributed to that armor, and I think it has to be plain armor. It can't be fancy armor.
Yeah.
And there are other like little things like that. Yeah, it's I wanted to research more before doing too much with it. So, but I haven't had time yet. So if anybody else knows,
Infusion means.
let me
I'm
know if they've
definitely-
played this a lot.
yeah, the reason I was asking is if it's permanent, then I would like you to do the same for me, especially if I'm fixing to go into.
the infusion vanishes after a number of days equal to your intelligence modifier, minimum
But-
one.
But only
That's
if you die. When you die. But then it says the infusion also vanishes if you replace your knowledge of the infusion.
No,
What does that even mean?
That means if I learn, like if I change it to, I think, a different infusion later, if I level, I don't know if you can change it, but I took the one to add defense, the one to like make a bag of holding out of something, the return weapon. I think there was one other one I could take, but that's what I need the gem for. So I don't want to spoil it too much. So, but I'll have to read a little more because if it caps at 2 at a time, I would leave the defense, the extra defense on Rasiki's armor, since he's a frontliner and I'm not supposed to be.
So that being said, Nisha or Kat, what the gem you've been looking for? What value is it you're looking for?
It's like
100.
100 gold pieces.
So okay, we've been assuming it's a gem.
So it's not like the fanciest, but
It doesn't have to be a diamond. It just has to be a gem worth 100.
just a gem.
Who is Death Cap?
That's me.
That would be our.
That's me. I'm Death Cap.
Yeah.
Oh, you're Death Cap.
Okay, so we moving on to morning.
Yes.
Yes,
Sure.
All right.
please.
It is morning.
Thank God.
It is morning, and a runner from the king arrives and says, "You should probably go through the gate, cross the river. They are waiting for you now."
Let's go.
Okay. You leave your housing. You go to the gate. They let you through. You cross the river, and once you get clear of the city, there is a large encampment of centaurs, as well as cyclops, and the centaur in charge comes out to meet you, and he is this massive centaur. Like, he looks like a champion. And he looks at you and says, "My name is Baynor. What can I do for you?"
Hell,
Well, Ron, it's your time to
Ron,
shine. Since you speak Centaur.
we have
I see.
been informed that you are attacking the residents of Estoria. We would like to discuss getting you to cease these attacks and find out what we may do to accomplish this.
We trust your surrender.
Well, we don't plan to attack unless the sacrifice doesn't go through as planned.
Are you aware of what this sacrifice entails?
Yes, the king's daughter.
And you're aware that this type of sacrifice, well, let's just say it just paints all of us centaurs as being barbaric.
Well, we are not the one who chooses to live among them. If you do, that is your decision.
Who's them?
I
What would it take?
You,
He's racist.
What would it take to convince you not to attack?
He thinks about it for a moment and he says, "I'm not sure. Do you have any suggestions?"
Well, perhaps there's something that you or the tribes you represent need, perhaps have lost recently or in the past that you've been searching for, that we might be able to find for you and provide for you in exchange for you not to attack the city.
We need very little. We live off the land. We thrive on the land.
what about oxen?
So you're saying there's a chance?
Oxen. Why would?
Yes.
What would we have with oxen? That
Sex.
they they would just be a burden to us, like pets that are unwanted.
Yeah, beasts of burden. Saves you all the trouble.
You can use
All
them,
right,
as
so-
my associate said, as to assist you with any work you need done or food.
I'm sorry, we have no interest in oxen.
We've got all this grass. Why would we want to eat oxen? In fact, oxen would be competition for our food. Try your plan, Ferran.
So
Try your
why
plan.
do you want a princess?
Challenge him. Challenge him to combat. Of course, he's a big champion-looking bastard, so I
I'm
don't think
fixing
that's
to
it.
add Rafiki in.
Yeah, well, actually, I was going to say Roziki kind of walks up, and his demeanor changes a little bit from what you all have seen. Good day. You seem to be honor bound to do this.
And
How can we serve that honor in a better way than maybe a test of skills?
what sort of skills?
I kind of pull off my battle axe and set it next to, not in a threatening manner yet, just kind of skill of arms.
Skill
Sure,
of arms.
And I'm probably looking up at him even at my height, right? So
So you're suggesting a challenge.
well, I want you to have your honor. There's honor in losing to someone like me, isn't there?
He thinks about it for a moment. He goes,
Oh, is there any sunscreen
He
around
goes-
here?
well, if you're interested in a challenge, then I insist that your entire party challenge an equal number of our party. And if you win, we will agree to leave the city peacefully.
Oh my.
I look back at all of you. It seems fair to me.
And then
Two for
he-
Rusiki.
and then
two for
he
me.
looks back and he calls forth 4 of his centaur friends, each of which look quite large and dangerous. and also calls forth one of the Cyclops and says, "You," and says, "We will accept your challenge if you still wish to make it."
I 100% have my back to them right now, facing all of you, going, "Hey, sounds fair, right?"
But I'm
I have
very
no idea what
tall. How is a person that big not too many?
What do you guys mean? I turn back around and look.
So one Cyclops is worth 2 centaurs. Is that what we're saying?
No, he's bringing in the Cyclops as one of his. He wants to have a
There's
6 against 6 battle consisting of his top chieftains as well as the Cyclops brute.
Great. This couldn't possibly go wrong.
Will you give us
It's a good
just
day
a
for
moment? Huddle up, guys.
Ew.
Group meeting.
I'm here.
Yeah, so I huddle us all up. So what do you all think?
Well, it's too late to back away now. I mean, if you run away, the city gets attacked. So,
As a
That's
DM,
true.
can I offer you a little
I
bit
have
of
I have 3 letters for you people.
can I give you a metagaming
TPK. I think this is a good idea.
you know that challenge ratings are based on the level of the party,
Yeah.
and the Cyclops all by himself is challenge 6. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm letting Keena. I mean, if it was
Yeah.
just the Cyclops versus all of us, that would even be it.
Yes, if it was just the Cyclops, would be one thing, but
And now we're gonna look like a bunch of chicken shits.
what if?
Way to go, Fran.
Well,
Way to go.
I have a question.
Whoa! Wait a second. Hold on. I didn't challenge him.
I have a
It was
question.
Rafiki.
Does this mean that the chieftain is afraid to fight a minotaur? She says that very loudly.
I think that's what he's saying, Nisha. It
It sounds like he's afraid to fight you one-on-one.
That's what I heard. I look back at him. Is that right? What she's saying? The halfling says that you're kind of
Right.
scared to fight me one-on-one.
He says, "I'm not interested in fighting unless we all fight."
Oh, so you're not honorable. Okay.
oh man,
Oh, come on. I got a nat 20 on an intimidation. Are you not gonna let me use that?
Well,
I'm gonna try to intimidate him. I'm gonna shame him into doing a one-on-one with Rusiki.
Well, what kind of battle are we talking about? Maybe we could play a game of chance.
Oh, I do.
No,
like
you already said it would have to. Yeah, anyway.
No. He said a battle. He didn't say a battle. It could be a battle of wits. Maybe a battle.
On the other hand, we all
you're
each have a potion of healing too, though. so we
you're
can do that
attempting to shame him. He says, "I'd be very careful if I were you, because if you provoke a fight outside of the terms that I've agreed to, we would be happy to stomp you into the ground and not leave the city."
Well, you're already planning to probably not do that at some point anyway, though, aren't you? I mean, you want the princess, and you're unwilling to take anything or anyone else, and that seems... Would you put your daughter up?
Well, I am not in that position. Pythor is.
But what if it was your daughter? Have you never thought of that?
We are a warrior people.
So it would be even greater a sacrifice, because then that means your daughter would be a great warrior for your people too.
I don't think you understand how the advantage situation here works. Little child creature.
I am trying to understand, because I had a father and I miss him a lot. But I can't imagine if he would have had to give me up, if that would have been okay with him.
Frankly, we are not interested in Pythor's side.
All right. I
Okay.
think it's clear that we're not meant to fight them because there's no way we're gonna beat those. So I think maybe the option is to follow to the mines. So
Remind me, why does he want Pythor's daughter dead?
Because
He's just being
Sidon
commanded.
demands it as a sacrifice.
he just wants to hurt Pythor.
Okay.
No, we didn't tell him about the order of Sidon and
Right.
how Sidon was commanding that Pythor sacrifice his daughter, or else he will.
Or else he was
let
gonna
loose
unleash the
centaurs
centaur.
on the city.
Yeah, Sidon is one of the Titans.
I got
What
you.
we're
They
trying
don't
to
like
do
God.
is prevent Honora, the princess, from being killed or being sacrificed. So there's a number of ways to do that. We've explored them all, and they all seem to be dead ends. So if that's the case, then maybe we're supposed to go do something else, is what I'm thinking at this point.
So Rosicky will turn around, look at him again, and basically, there's no shame in relenting when someone tries to overwhelm my friends here. But when I stare him down, well, I think we'll meet again sometime.
He looks at you and says, "A wise choice." And I'm certain we'll meet again at some point.
I turn around and start walking by, and I like look at Nisha, and you almost see almost like I'm on the verge of tears, and I like just drop my head and walk by you. It's like feeling very ashamed right now, but
No
I'm
shame
not going
in
to show him that.
strategic retreat.
Yep. No, I know. But he
Okay,
does.
so Kyra had mentioned something that is still on the table, which would be offering yourselves up as a sacrifice instead of Honora. And you had also mentioned the possibility of potentially tracking down the basilisks and taking care of them before the sacrifice is set to happen as another possibility.
So since you said that, and we are in the right location because you had said that so while we're over here on the side of and we have the permission of the centaurs to be in their territory, can we go by and look at where this supposed sacrifice is supposed to take place?
The centaur says, "As long as you don't cause any further trouble, we don't care where you go."
Okay.
Further trouble.
I'm just curious to where are the basilisks coming from? Who's bringing them? Are they being kept somewhere, or are they?
Well,
I mean,
typically they come out of the river.
Let's go find them.
Yeah, I mean,
Would any of us
Let's go scout
know
out the location.
anything about the basilisks? Have any knowledge of them? They're
we would know what they are based on living in the world, but so we
Right.
know that they do. I mean, it's particularly, I mean, if they live in the river, these people are going to know about them.
I go.
And we were already told that they were going to turn them to stone, so we even know they have that power.
Let's just go scout
Okay,
out the location.
Somebody give me a nature check.
A which check?
Nature check.
Somebody that's got a nice one. I don't.
Intelligence.
I've got squad in nature, so yeah, somebody else.
Kairos has.
That's not too
Okay.
bad. 16.
Nice.
Kairos. You're familiar enough with basilisks to know that they typically don't live in water.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
kind of confused with that too for a second. I was like,
So you're saying they come out of the water, but they don't live in the water.
Probably live
So
in caves.
Sounds like they live in caves by the water.
All right, let's go check out let's go find the area then.
They live in a van down by the river.
You want a piece of candy?
oh, they live in the sewer, maybe.
Okay, so you've already got a map to the site.
Where the sacrifice is going to be.
They're not. Nobody's trying to hide where this place is from you, and it doesn't take you that long to actually get there. So you should be getting an image
Did you
shared
look
with
for maybe another nature check or something to look for signs of basilisks?
Yeah,
Would that be more a survival check or nature check?
I can do a sniff check. Let's see if I can find.
you.
Smells like stone.
I think that'd be a survival check.
Yeah.
Okay.
Survival check.
I can do survival also, but it won't be advantage.
Ooh. Oh, let's go with Rasiki.
Okay.
And I'm on a mission. I'm like gripping my axe. It's like I need to feed my axe right now.
Okay, so what you see is, if you look at the map, you see the rock formations down on the southern side of the river.
Yep.
That you see some chains dangling from that, which is most likely where they are chaining people up to be sacrificed.
Mhm.
And you do find some sets of prints and they do emerge from the river. But as for once they're in the river, you obviously can't follow the tracks from there.
We must infiltrate their lair.
So these chains that we see, obviously I wouldn't be able to do it. Is there any way that we can do something to them where it will appear that they lock, but they don't lock?
Well, they are heavy, rusty chains that have been there for a long time, and there's quite a few of them. There's definitely enough to hold everybody here, and then a few more. But they look like they're pretty sturdy.
Well, so much for that idea. I was going to say if we could, make it so they won't actually secure, the princess would be able to escape, and we could rescue her.
Yeah, but again, if she doesn't sacrifice, they're going to unleash the horses. So,
based on what you're seeing here, if she gets here, and then there's a bunch of centaurs in the nearby area, and then they were talking harpies too. If they get her here, she's dead. Like there wouldn't even be a question.
Gotcha. All right. So we see the rocks on the southern area where the chains are at. Is there any indication of tracks or anything? I believe somebody was looking for them, but
there's tracks all over the place. You find tracks that clearly belong to centaurs. You find tracks that belong to cyclopses. Could even be there's some tracks here you're not even sure what they are.
Are there caves?
Not that you can see from here.
Are there any animal birds or anything like that I can talk to?
There's birds.
All right.
I shall speak to the birds and see if they can furnish me with information.
Okay.
I will ask them if they've seen the creatures that come from the water and if they know where they come from.
Okay. There's a robin that lands nearby, and you ask that question, and it says, "Well, it's hard to say for sure. We know that they swim up the river when they leave, and they swim down the river when they come."
All right, so we're going to have to travel. So I tell the party, looks like they're coming from upriver.
So we need to go southwest then?
Well, which way does the river flow?
Yeah, actually, the river flows
Northwest. It looks
north.
like
Yeah,
northeast. I mean,
northeast to southwest.
And which way do they come when they come?
Northeast.
Upriver?
From the southeast west.
So why don't we just go upriver then to where they come from?
Yeah, so
and
we should
see-
go southwest.
and-
Yeah. Because the current travels south northeast. So
Of course, if they're swimming, I don't know how we're going to track where they actually came from, but
Well, but we would be looking for like caves or something outside of the water.
I suppose, yeah. I mean, let's just.
I mean, that's
Should
one
we
thought.
should we get on both sides of the river, or should we?
Well, that's a.
I mean, that would be a disadvantage if we actually get in combat, but
We should all stay together.
well, I mean, we can see each other, but I don't know. All right, let's do something.
I mean,
Go.
The
maybe
sun is
we
ticking.
should just pick one of us to take her place if things don't go well.
But even that happens, I still think it'd be wise to kill these things. I think it'd be easier to fight 3 harpies than it is to fight, whatever.
Well, I
the
mean,
basic-
if the basilisks are gonna turn someone to stone, I mean, maybe they can.
Which
come
is
back
why-
later. But if a harpy rips you into pieces, it's probably pretty hard to come back from that. Like, just
She has a
just
point.
guessing.
Is there a red flag that says we should not go southwest or south? Yeah.
Well, I don't know about that.
That'd be
If he turns you to stone, that's
northeast.
pretty
Actually, be
permanent.
the
If they
direction.
rip you, then you can get healed with your potion.
You said northeast is the way we have to go. You said.
Northeast is upriver. Yeah.
Okay, northeast.
All right. Northeast it is.
I mean, I just say we investigate. I think we should stay on the same side of the river, though, just in case, because we don't know if there's going to be another crossing.
Right, I agree with you there. All right, so let's do it.
Okay.
Yep,
Give me
I'm
just
good
a
with
second
that.
here. I need to figure out why my camera just died.
Ruh-roh.
Yeah, Rose, right. There we go. Maybe.
Oh,
No.
You were back for a split second. Now there's like a scroll thing on.
Yeah. This is
Or
weird.
OBS thing.
It doesn't have enough points to be the Kroll thing.
Well, it's similar. I didn't mean it was actually it, but how many points does the scroll thing have? 5?
5 points.
5. Thank God somebody else remembers that movie.
I like that movie. I mean, special
Oh,
effects
I
were
love that
cheesy,
movie.
but the doppelganger was pretty cool.
You know, I
Actually,
was
Greedy played one of those. That was neat.
I was actually so upset when that movie came out, only because I was actually in Greece when it came out. So by the time I returned from Greece, it was out of the theaters, and I was like, no.
I thought the fight at the end was like super cheesy. It's like they just gave up.
But it's like it feels
Terrible
like they
graphics.
ran out of
Anyway.
budget. You know? 1983. Oh my gosh, I feel old now.
I'm going to take a quick bio break while we wait for Darren to come back.
Yeah, sounds like a good plan. I'll be right back too.
Me 3.
I'm gonna make tea. Oh, maybe I'll wait here. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'll smile through the pain.
Kat, what's our plan for when we let them die and then we're the only ones living?
I don't know. Nisha's. She kind of doesn't understand why nobody cares more about everything. This is very sad for her. Like, why? Why do you blindly follow and not question things?
Yeah.
Like, isn't it human to question things?
Seems like the
know.
gods are very callous.
All right. So I got my camera working again.
Congratulations! Half of us went to the bathroom. Or to get beverages. I don't know. Coin flip. That's probably what they did.
The rest of us are wondering why the gods are so callous.
And why nobody has empathy.
Nobody seems to care. Everybody
No
seems to hate
empathy from
Pythor.
anyone. Yeah, everyone does seem to hate Pythor. I guess I don't really know his life. Maybe he was mean. I don't know.
With my origin and everything, out of character, would Bane necessarily know that? Being a demigod, does he necessarily know who his father is?
You should.
Okay. So then I would know that Pythor, well, according to the player's
Hey, you better come in.
guide.
You coming in there? Come on. Come on.
Yeah, according to the player's guide, I would know, but Pythor wouldn't necessarily know.
I am back. Sorry about that.
Welcome back. Really tempted to get up now that everyone's here.
I know, right? Let's go.
Get a beverage, snack.
Oh, we're doing this in shifts. Gotcha.
Okay, so the plan is to find the basilisks and challenge them. Is that correct?
That
Yes.
seems to be the.
I don't like any of what's
idea.
happening.
Okay. All right then. Give me 1 second here. Well, we'll wait till everybody's back from the bathroom then.
We need like songs to sing while everyone's going to the bathroom.
Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream.
Merrily, 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 merrily.
Life is but a dream.
There we go. It's fitting for the map.
Right?
Next to a stream, that's for sure.
Remember, don't cross the streams.
Yes, no, I am Zool. None of us have a lick of sense.
Done.
Why are these people all devoid of empathy? They're all monsters.
There's no room. for
That's
empathy.
racist.
Is it? Because I'm talking about the humans too.
The humans are inhumane.
Since you're not human and you're criticizing humans, then you're technically being a racist.
Theseus?
I'm criticizing all of the people and races we've encountered.
I see.
Nobody cares about
Yeah.
nobody else.
I'm not human.
I don't think
Nobody
we
in the
have any
city
humans.
seemed to even notice I was there.
I'm not human either.
I'm the closest thing to a human we have. A half elf. Am I a
That's
half elf
probably true.
or am I a wood elf? I can't remember in this game what I am.
You're a half elf.
Am I? Okay.
If you don't know, I don't know.
Yeah, I play a wood elf in the other game, I think.
Okay, so we're all back. Okay, you start tracking. Or I should say you start following the river.
All right.
So you start following the river, and
See a white
You're-
van.
what's that? Oh, a van.
I said, see a white van.
3 basilisks hanging out in the river, having a band for the river. Yeah.
Ray Ambrosia.
Now you get about a mile away from the rock, and you do see what looks like a small opening, maybe about about 5 feet in height, kind of buried behind the trees into a steep hill. So it looks like there might be a cave here.
Yeah.
I'd like to take a whiff and see if I can smell anything coming from that cave.
Okay.
Perception check.
Smells like salmonella.
Yeah, you don't really
Mhm.
you don't smell anything out of the ordinary, really.
Is the river?
Yeah.
Is it on our side of the river? Did you say
Yeah.
the cave? Oh, that's
Mhm.
good. Okay. Otherwise, that's a long walk back to the bridge.
Are you wanting to approach?
Yes,
Well-
I mean, want is a strong word here.
Don't want to know, but are we going to? Yes, of course.
I definitely think Rosiki would love to approach.
I think we're safe, everyone. I don't
But
smell
should-
anything. and-
Shouldn't we send in a scout, someone to go
All right.
surreptitiously explore?
Let me pull up. I'm going to do a stealth check.
Oh, you volunteered the thief. I see.
Oh, sweet baby. So yeah, I'll stealth.
It was it's either him or
stealth.
Nisha.
I will stealth up to
Not
that.
that
I'll stealth up to that
stealthy.
cave and peek in with my dark vision.
Okay. On your way, you find a couple of they look very convincingly human, but made of stone. Among the brush here.
All right, so clearly we are in the right area.
Are any of them holding any bags or anything
Now,
that aren't stone?
everything,
So
them and all their belongings are definitely made of stone.
Great.
This is a strange place to leave statues.
Those aren't. You're very
Right.
innocent, Rosiki.
peeking into the cave, do I see anything with dark vision?
Really,
60
really
feet
well
out?
done. Very lifelike.
Yes, they're very lifelike.
They were probably alive at one point.
Well, I didn't realize we all followed Galen in there. So
Okay, Galen.
They're outside, I think. I think he said on the way to it.
Yeah, he
not-
said they were outside the cave.
Oh, they
Yeah,
are.
yeah. Just as
Okay,
far
so
as
you're looking into the cave though, right?
I'm
Yes,
looking in the
Galen
cave.
is-
Nobody else has gone up. I'm using stealth so that I don't.
Okay,
You know.
give me a con save.
Oh god.
Oh,
All right, let's see. I'll get this map out
I
of my
thought
way.
he had stealth. It was like
Con save.
That doesn't mean you're not going to see the eyes of something looking at you.
then you wouldn't be very stealthy then.
Hey, if it happens to be sitting there
If it
staring back
happens to be
out, I'll
And
do
You're
it.
gonna look
Just-
your direction,
just
yeah.
And just because you made a great stealth check doesn't mean they didn't make a great perception check.
Hmm.
And I think I should.
Yeah,
it's not
do
bad.
15 should do.
Okay, you catch a glimmer of 2 pinpoints of something. You start to feel your skin getting a little hard, and then you look away very quickly.
Hmm. Okay, so I will obviously move away from the cavern. Say, yeah, boys and girls, they're in here, or there's at least one in here. Now the idea is how to get it out of there.
Just make a lot of noise.
Anybody got something? Anybody something that can toss in there?
No,
So-
we
so
have a
Little
halfling.
C4 knocking at your door or anything like that?
So what did you see? What did you see, Galen?
I saw a couple of eyes peering back at me, and I felt my skin go rigid there. If I continued to look, I probably would end up like these statues here. So I believe the creature that we were being told about is there in the cave.
So do you think if we don't look at them, it might help?
Well, I wouldn't look at it if I were you.
Okay, well, that's gonna
But
make it.
that leaves us in a pickle of how to get at it without looking, because it's a cavern and it's dark. And
Well,
I
Blind
fought
stuff.
things.
hey, this is funny. This looks like the same as cave as the board.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to apologize for that. I had to use the same map.
Oh no!
I taste boar blood.
I recognize that blood stain.
I recognize that.
I don't know how to get rid of the blood stain.
I think that's Nisha.
There's the puddle of urine where Nisha
that was pretty
peed herself.
Usually use a little hydrogen peroxide and some ice.
Lemon juice, right?
or club soda.
Nobody has fireball. Hmm.
Not yet.
I mean, so Nisha had grabbed a couple stones from the board game,
Sorry.
and she's gonna take one of them, and she's gonna do some magical tinkering to record a message that says, "There's just some tasty treats outside," and then she's gonna chuck it in, and it's gonna play that over and over. till she makes it stop.
Oh, you know, Minor Illusion. Does anybody have that one or something?
Now, at the risk of metagaming, if I save on a petrification or whatever, am I safe from petrification, or is it something I have to keep
Probably
checking
not.
every
I
turn?
think
It's every time, I believe.
Yeah. If you see it and it sees you and you're within 30 feet.
Well, all right. Well, good news is we know it's in the cave, so maybe all we have to do is block this cave so it can't get out. Anybody got
There's
anything?
a
Anybody got
pasty
anything that could do that?
outside.
That's true. We don't know that. That's true.
We don't- we
This
don't-
could
we
be
don't-
a one,
We don't
the
have to
only
kill it.
exit.
We just have to make sure it doesn't get out.
Well, there's looks like there's trees and whatnot outside the cave. We could always pile that up at the entrance and then set it on fire.
This might wait. This might be genius. Look, if we go ahead and let the girl be sacrificed, but the basilisk never show up to turn her to stone,
They're
then
still
we
going-
win.
No, I do believe they said they were going to probably kill her anyway.
Well, they said if the basilisk didn't do it, he said the harpies would show up. But I would
Ah,
rather
but
fight
there's-
harpies than basilisks.
So what if is there like maybe maybe we can make a rock slide to cover the cave mouth?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. If can somebody like transmute mud to rock or something? I don't know.
I can't do that, but I'm thinking gather a bunch of brush, pile it in front of the cave, set it on
Suffocate it?
fire.
Assuming that's the only entrance, and
Smoke it out. Yeah.
but we don't want it out. We don't want to deal with it. We don't have
You
to.
wanna
We
keep it
want
in.
We want to keep it in and kill it. We at least keep it in is the goal. We want to save the chick rather than Honora. Pardon my.
Nisha, that's a really cool trick you're doing at that rock.
There's some tasty treats outside. Thanks. I don't know why they haven't come out yet.
Well, if we could get one at a time, I think we could. Well, that'd be still risky.
Well,
The recording is still just playing inside the cave.
Can we climb on top of the cave? Because if it comes out, maybe if we bait it with one of us, and it comes out, we can attack it from
definitely
above
get above
behind.
the cave entrance.
I'd be standing next to
We could
Nisha.
do the
Hang on,
ambush.
What did Darren say? We can
I
what?
said that you could definitely get above the cave entrance.
So let's definitely do that then. What do you think, guys? That sounds like a plan. Coax it out with somebody who's not going to look at it, and the rest of us can attack it from.
Aaron be able to get up there? Would he be better as a bait?
Would
Since he can
somebody
run pretty good?
Would somebody like to make a nature check?
Sure.
Kairos.
Whoever's got the best.
Kairos.
I'll
Yeah,
do
it's
it.
not gonna
I'm
be
really
me.
great at that.
I've been growing pretty well tonight, but nice. It's
Kairos is
Too bad.
it's over 10.
Not quite good enough.
Can't win them all.
Nope, definitely not me.
Okay, Nisha. You notice something here. Since they were talking about rocks and everything up above the cave entrance, there is quite a few boulders that look like they're pretty loose.
Why don't we just cave them in?
That's what I'm saying. Let's do that.
Yeah, maybe Rosiki
No-
could put his head onto it.
No
There's
no
some
sense
basic
risking
right
getting
here.
turned to stone.
Give it a little like headbutt those rocks.
That would
Or we could
probably
just
hurt.
get some branches
I'd-
and
Probably
pry
try
them
to-
loose.
I will try to push them if that's what you want me to do.
So what I want you to do is give me a strength check with the DC of 12, as well as a survival check.
Would that be an athletics check instead of a strength check?
Yeah, athletics is fine.
Before he does
Alright.
that, I'm
sorry.
going to use guidance on him.
Okay.
Which
Brennan.
Oh, was that a 1?
Well, that doesn't mean that he has to do it by himself. So somebody get up
That's
there and help him. He's a big bastard.
All right, let me try then.
I'm really stronger than this looks.
Can I get a guidance then too?
Get 2 or 3 of us up there. We don't need to be. Well,
I
I'll
mean,
get up there and push.
We could use some
Um,
levers, you know. We could
I'll
use-
climb-
Basically,
climb
what
up.
you're gonna be doing is you're gonna be kicking out.
Oh,
there
I
it
did
is.
it.
You know, kicking out the loose dirt.
Oh, that was
And,
Arcana. What?
you know, and like pulling out vines and stuff like that, trying to loosen up those rocks. And with that 20, you pretty much did it, which is when so you need to give me a survival check to make sure you don't get swept up in this avalanche that you're causing, or rock slide that you're causing.
You get to roll a d4 with that, by the way.
Nice. Oh, because of his thing? Okay.
Yes, because I cast guidance.
Okay.
So my survival
Gain
is
17,
then.
and then Rasiki will be 23.
Okay, you made it. So you managed to get off to the side just as all of these boulders come loose and fall down around the entrance of the cave.
Whoa.
Now, at this point, I mean, these are some really, really heavy boulders, and the odds of those things being able to get out are pretty much nil.
But
As long as there's not another entrance.
Yeah, that's the only thing. All right, so we just scout the area and see if there's another entrance somewhere.
Didn't they say something about harpies? Should we be
Yep.
watching for looking around here? I look up
Well-
to see if there's any nests or anything up in the mountains or in the hills that we can see.
You don't see anything that would indicate harpies.
Oh, gee.
I should have asked the birds about harpies, shouldn't I?
Probably would have been
Well,
an idea.
he kind of implied, though, that no matter what we kill, there's something is going to come. So,
Wow.
I'd rather fight harpies than
I don't want to be turned to stone, so I'll fight.
but
something
right, like I
else.
said, I didn't want to fight Basilisk, but I'll fight a harpy. I think.
That's probably a smart choice that you made. Not fighting basilisks, but taking them out of the equation, right?
That's right.
Yeah,
Maybe.
So I think
probably.
at this point, we're actually going to call it for the session.
tasty food out here.
And we will.
Sorry.
So I think we're going to call it for the session, and we will resume from pretty much this point the next time we get together.
All right.
Yeah. I didn't think speak with animals would be so useful.
Yeah.
That
You're
actually
talking
ended up being the big skill for the night.
Yep.
MVP. MVP.
All right, so let's go ahead and do our outros, starting with George.
Okay, I am George playing Kairos, the warlock, and I'm just here to have a good time and play a game.
All right, Ken.
Ken Chivers playing Bane. Very heavy skill night today for everybody, but yeah, just here having fun. And again, you know, I am working on some projects coming out at some point in the near or distant future. But you know, just
Looking
here
forward to
having
seeing
fun.
how those turn out.
Yeah.
All right, Mando.
I'm the other Matt, going by Mando. I play the Centaur War Cleric Farron Sandhoof. And things didn't quite go how I planned, but hey, you know, we all survived. So, you know, that's definitely a win. Look forward to finding out where the rest of this leads us and see what other hijinks we can get up to.
All right, Dan.
I'm Dan. I'm playing Roziki, the Minotaur fighter. You can catch me on Progressive D&D on YouTube. I've got a video coming out tomorrow morning. Check it out if you would like.
Okay, Matt.
Matt playing Galen, the rogue. So half-elf rogue.
Okay, Kat.
I'm Kat. I'm Nisha. She's a halfling. She's having a really hard time understanding people in these places we're going. She's so confused.
But she ate well tonight, so that's good.
She did eat pretty great. She's pretty
So
happy
she's
about
happy.
that one. She had a nice warm meal.
And I promise
cooked
we will not
egg
sacrifice
salad.
her.
You know, she's starting to think that everyone's awful, and maybe she'll just say goodbye. really torn up about how terrible all of these people are.
Including us.
No, you guys are fine. You guys are trying to make things less bad, but the kid just wants this kid, and then everyone else is just a jerk about it. Doesn't make sense to Nisha. She's really sad.
All right. Well, last but not least, I am Darren Drader, the DM. I am also a game designer. I've been doing it for quite a while. Come check out my stuff at DriveThruRPG Darren Drader Designs. And with that, I think we're going to go ahead and call it a session.
Good session.
All right.
All right. See everybody next time.
See you next
See ya.
time.